cradle of civilization, Union still seeks to unite the human diaspora. But now, an edict, long since forgotten, can be heard again, scream from beyond the stars. Will humanity hear? Will we understand? For now, only one thing is certain. Our Lancers will respond when the Starcriers fly.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to RPGs Uncovered. My cast here is freaking out because this is the first time that they've seen everybody else's new character art. So if you just watched the opening credits here, you guys got the first peek at our new official character art for these characters. So the intro for this episode is going to be a little longer than usual because I want to show off this art. And then we will get into the story. But before we get to that, very quick announcements, as usual. First and foremost, well, hello, thank you for watching. Welcome to RPGs Uncovered. We're playing a Lancer game here, a long format based on 90s television sci-fi mecha space opera stuff. And we are on episode 9. I believe it's going to be a fun episode. We'll get to the recap, but there's a lot coming up, a lot to do. Anyway, first and foremost, I'd like to direct everybody to the Mayhem meter. If you're here on Twitch watching us live, hello and thank you. You can head over to the About tab and scroll down a little bit. There's a little banner there for the Mayhem meter. And in fact, I have a nice little, let's see if this works. Mayhem. There we go. That's a nice little link in chat for our Mayhem meter. Anything we collect through that Mayhem meter gets split up and sent to the cast. It's the best way I can think of to try to bring in some money so that I can contribute back to them, pay them for their amazing time and talent and dedication to the show, because they are. I am constantly bothering them throughout the week with, hey, what do you think about this idea? And it always blossoms into something absolutely spectacular. So if you would like to help me give back to these wonderful people and see some mayhem crop up every $50, we got a little tally up above my head here. That's the way to do it. So go check that out if you are so inclined and have the funds to do so. I know everybody's struggling right now. Speaking of which, we also have our Ko-Fi. You can find that as normal. It's also exclamation support. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'll talk more about it in the after show, but that's how you help contribute to the actual production quality of the channel and this show in particular, because this is the big focus of RPGs Uncovered right now. I think that is the two big announcements I usually have. Stay tuned for some little ads during the intermission when you get up and do human things, and then we'll talk about some other friends of the channel when we are doing our outros. But let's before we get to character art, because I want to hold everybody in suspense for that much longer, let's say hello, everybody.
I don't know if I
Hello,
want to say
everybody.
hello to you right now. Just being mean, Jack.
You
Hi.
have to say hello for the podcast.
Hi, I'm Sean. Jack's mean. I am playing August Solitaire Walker. Jack's mean.
Jack is so mean. Hey, howdy, hi. I am Haley. They, them, and I am alive this week. I died last week. Sorry. And I play Siobhan Shiv Carey.
Oh, it's my turn. Hi. Hello. I'm Q. I'm playing Logan Uhura, Desperado.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I really want to be mad at Jack.
but it's just too cool, so I'm not going to be. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Athen, Blacksmith Mishin, also uses he, him pronouns.
Yo, I swear I'm gonna remember one day. I swear.
I'm trying to be better about it.
Wait,
I'm terrible.
Shiv
I
is
never
she,
remember.
they. Fuck.
Okay.
I remembered one, not the other.
It happens. Hey.
Okay.
I'm Drake Lionheart. Most people call me Lion, and I am John Tavik Creighton Vasier Harrison IV. I use they, he pronouns, and Tavik uses he, him, they, them pronouns. And it's going to be a good time. I also don't hate Jack, but that was real sneaky.
Yep. I'm
He
sneaky
looked so
like that.
pleased with himself
I'm
too when we
crafty.
noticed
he is.
behind the
Uh-huh.
scenes.
Uh-huh.
He looked
He is.
pleased.
I was
Chat,
looking
let's
at
go
each of your
stream.
cameras, waiting to see who noticed it first, and I'm pretty
I
sure it was
had-
Lion.
I had an ad for the first 10 seconds of the intro,
Same.
so I missed the
Mm.
first one.
I
And then
know.
it popped up just in time for the second one, and I was like,
Yep.
I caught the very end of August, and I was like, "Oh, come on!"
Well, to
And
get
load
to
up
what
Twitch,
everybody
yeah.
is talking about right now, let's do a little art share from our friend of the channel. Been on RPGs Uncovered in a number of different ways. Works in the indie TTRPG illustration sphere quite prolifically. We got official character art done by Galen Peugeot. Peugeot? I think that's how you pronounce it. It's French, and I'm terrible with French, so I'm sorry, Galen. But absolutely phenomenal work, and I adore every single one of them. So let's take a look at our characters now that we actually have our characters as intended, referenced and created specifically by each of the cast members individually. These are our characters. Let's start off first with Desperado. Here's Desperado, folks. All right, I'm gonna try to do the zoom live on camera.
There's a delay. Oh! His
Oh,
leg!
so good.
Let's
Dude.
That's
zoom
so
in,
good!
do a
The
pan.
cheese.
So good.
Look at that tattoo. Look at that
Yeah.
amazing
So
tattoo.
cool.
Beautiful!
That is
So
incredible.
good.
Oh, I
You
love his
got,
hair.
Oh,
cowboy
Thank
spaceship.
you.
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yes.
It is so good.
Perfect.
And we're gonna do a slow pan, full body shot, guys. Don't get
What a
weird.
hottie.
But it's
Jeez.
it is all the detail on this is incredible. Is
Mhm.
absolutely
Sick,
incredible.
right?
And then
I love
we have the
it.
legs.
Yes.
Look at these legs.
Yes.
Oh, I love a good cyber leg. All right, can I
Oh,
control
that's
Z this
so
back to what it
cool.
was before? Keep going, don't crash. There we go. All right, let's move on down to Solitaire.
Mm.
Here is Solitaire.
Oh, wow.
There we go. With his flexi scroll data pad. I love that
Yeah.
data
So
pad.
good.
That's
let's
so
zoom in
good.
even
Oh,
more
your
on that data
face.
pad. Look at all the detail on that data pad, and it is
Yeah.
transparent.
That's amazing.
It is
So cool.
fantastic.
That's so neat.
But then look at that face and all the detail in that face and in that eye and in the scarring. That is
Oh,
some beautiful work.
so good.
Beautiful.
And slow pan once more. We got a fantastic sort of sci-fi tribal tattoo on the arm there. All that detail on the transparent flexi. And then scrolling down again.
Yeah, I
all
love
that
the
detail in the pants.
armor on
and
the
those-
legs.
Those awesome
Yeah.
boots. Look
Yeah.
at those boots.
So good.
Ah.
So good. So good.
Galen
Alright.
absolutely crushed all of these.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Correct. Cool.
All right.
All right.
God, yeah, I just can't get over the freaking flexi. That's so cool.
It's so good.
And Galen also did the
Blacksmith.
work. Oh. Well, I was gonna say
Yeah,
Galen also
Blacksmith.
did the work on Stoneburner, right?
Stoneburner.
Yeah.
He did
Yep.
Stoneburner. He did Substratum Protocol. Yeah.
The
Oh my
beard.
Goodness.
We got
What a good
Blacksmith here.
beard.
Look at that beard.
I didn't
Look at
realize
that beard.
Blacksmith was such a hottie. I'm just saying.
I love me a good beard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
Ooh.
I mean, I
What-
could have told you
Tavik,
that. But come on, man.
why do you think that we hate each other so much?
Yeah.
You're both pretty boys.
Two
I
very different
understand now.
looks. I mean, two
Yeah.
very different
Little-
looks. Tavic's more of the pretty boy kind of look.
Oh yeah.
Blacksmith
Every
here
boy's a
is
pretty
just
boy.
rugged and handsome, man.
Yeah, no one has
Yeah.
ever
The
accused Tavik of
jacket.
being rugged.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but
Blacksmith indeed. Damn.
that
Yeah.
that jacket, the rumple
Oh,
of the
man.
shirt,
I
there,
love the
Yeah.
jacket. That
So much.
The
jacket's
jacket's so
amazing.
good.
the jacket is
So
great.
good.
All those
Good.
The
little
wear and
details.
tear on it.
Yeah,
Yep.
So
Oh,
good.
and we got all those straps and buckles on the legs doing
Uh-huh.
the Pan Am thing. I love it. And again, awesome boots. There's one
Mhm.
thing Galen does.
Oh, the boots
He
in
does
the-
everything amazing.
Cool boots.
Everybody
Yeah.
has awesome boots.
all these
All right.
vibes are just immaculate so far.
I just like full disclosure. I just love the fact that Athen just looks
Yeah.
like he is willing to kick the shit out of somebody. Like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you had to drop the hat.
He's like,
He looks
And he's
just like he's
looking-
kind of glaring. Just a little
Uh-huh.
bit.
Right.
He
I
shows
love
up to
it.
the party already fucking done with everyone's bullshit. There's
Yeah.
nowhere to go from here.
All right, moving on. Byte. We got Byte. Let's move her over more center screen and zoom
God, I
in
love her so
again.
much.
Oh, it's so good. Look at the color there. And we're gonna zoom in. I gotta zoom in a little more because I gotta
Oh my god.
Great.
I
Byte
gotta show off.
absolutely looks like they're up to no good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see
Correct.
if it'll come through.
Correct.
God, I love that
Oh my
shirt so
gosh.
much.
That's so cool.
I don't know. if it's
I
gonna come
jokingly put it into my description because I described it in the first episode that they were listening to
Mhm.
like the futuristic Arctic
Arctic
monkeys. And I was
monkeys?
like,
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll get to the shirt in just a second because I have to point out I don't know if you can see it.
Mm.
Those freckles.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I love the
They're
freckles.
so
You zoom
good.
in, you get the freckles, you get the piercings,
Yeah,
you
no,
get
the
the
earrings.
roots and of the hair. Oh, it's so good. It's so
Yep.
good.
Amazing.
She's
Let's
such
zoom
so
out
well
shit.
done.
a little
Such
bit
little
more.
shit. You can tell.
Yep, 100%.
Then we got Desert Apes. We got the
Desert
Desert Apes
Apes.
Phantoms. And I adore this shirt. Play on the Arctic Monkeys, obviously,
That's
and
great.
this looks like a fantastic band tee.
Yeah.
Yes, I would
It's
wear
well
that.
done.
100% I'd rock that, yeah.
Like I can see that on an album cover.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
And I do have the Arctic Monkeys on Shiv's playlist, which is very
Mhm.
fun. Brings me joy.
And then look at all the detail on these
layered
pants
look. Is
Oh my
awesome.
Yes.
god, it's
All
Oh
the
my
patches
goodness.
and the stitching and the
Yeah.
little words written in.
That's incredible.
Wait, are we actually supposed to play today? Because I could just stare at these all day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is just be what
Yeah.
the session is today.
Listen,
This
they're
is
in the
it.
group
This is all we're
chat.
doing
You
this
can just look at them
weekend.
in the group chat. It's fine.
And then
I'm
no
gonna.
crazy boots, but look at those high tops.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're so good though.
They
They're so
really
good.
are.
So good.
I mean that's a good inch and a half platform high top
Right.
there.
Well, I do imagine Shiv being vaguely short. They have to
Yeah.
do something to catch up to all of these people.
Yeah.
Crazy
I'm
ass
gonna
boots.
throw them all in a lineup in just a second.
Yes.
I think I got them lined up to vaguely appropriate height.
Amazing.
And finally, everybody's favorite, Starblood.
Give it to me.
Let's zoom that in. You got Starblood.
Oh my god!
John Tavik, Crichton,
Wow.
Vasier, Harrison, the fourth.
God.
Look at that Gundam pretty boy right there.
Yeah, look at
Yes.
that.
We
Such a
got
punch
4
That's a
mech
pretty
warriors
boy.
and a Gundam pilot.
Yeah, we
I
do.
hate him. It's so good. I
Like-
hate him.
This dude could walk up to you and be like, "My name is Charaz Noble," and you'd be like, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe
Yeah.
that."
Yep.
Yep,
But-
that's it.
God.
Talk about detail here.
Yeah.
Talk about detail.
It's
Look
Dude,
at
the
those epaulets
jacket.
and the ropes. So good. So good.
That's so good. Yeah, no, all those
Uh,
tiny little things just to make it look over
Yeah.
the top and like
The-
kind of
the ace-
ridiculous fancy.
The asymmetrical
it's-
zipper.
It's super
The pit
easy
boy.
to miss too. if you zoom in on his face, he has the lipstick. It's really hard to see, but it's there. It's so faint. It's so good.
I love that.
God, the pistol on the hip too.
Mhm.
God, I hate him.
Mhm.
He's so good. I hate him.
I hate him so much.
And give me just a moment, and
Gotta
I
have the
will
pistol.
continue scrolling.
Yeah, all these people
He's
standing
always
next
with
to
his
each other is
DR-44.
bonkers.
It's such a punchable face.
It is.
Yeah,
It's so pretty. You have to break it a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I wanted to
just-
destroy
That's how
something
it turns
beautiful.
rugged, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just like looking at Tavik. It's just like I get like that bit of sad boy vibes. It's so
Yeah.
Yeah.
The looking off into the distance while everybody else is looking into the camera is really a lot.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
it
perfect.
looks great when they're all lined up too. All right, apology there. Let's do the scroll. We got as it's been mentioned a whole bunch of times. We got the pad on the wrist.
Mhm.
Oh
We
yeah,
got
yeah.
that
That
sash
he
and the
passive
pistol
aggressively uses.
and the tail. I love it. And of course, look at them boots.
Them boots.
Oh, such a great job on the boots. Absolutely
so good.
phenomenal work.
Amazing.
So good.
God.
It's got
Yeah,
spats,
that-
man.
He does have
Yeah, 'cause-
stats.
yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
And I just love the hair. Everybody has such great hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that Shiv and Tavik are really anime protagonists.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
All right.
that is amazing.
So let's do the lineup here. We got
Yes.
our squad.
Everyone looks so good.
Look at those guys.
So
Oh.
happy about this.
Oh my God, it's so
Wow.
cool.
Yes.
The lineup is amazing.
Oh shit.
This is
This-
so good.
Oh.
I love that
Uh,
this art puts into context that conversation of like, oh yeah, your boyfriend, and then you're so
Mhm.
much bigger than me. So silly looking.
I feel Shiv is the definition of just a little guy.
Yep. Yep.
Which is
small guy.
perfect.
Just a little
Exactly
fella.
what I wanted.
Yep.
I'm just a little guy. Chaos.
You wouldn't punch a little guy, would you? I'm just a little guy.
So
I
you
would.
would when they're committing war crimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Judging by the playlist that that you sent me there. Yeah, Blacksmith would punch a little guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can't
do
do
we, hey Jack, do we have a link for Galen?
We do not have a link for Galen, but yes, Chloe, the artist is Galen Pajot. Thank you, Sean, for dropping that. He is in our closing credits, so stick around. I know somebody linked me his portfolio, but he does a lot of great stuff posts a lot of great stuff on Twitter. That you can look through, and he even makes his own games. I believe he's done branding really well. It's just Galen Pajot on Twitter. He has his own itch page, which has a lot of that stuff.
I tried to send a link, but the Nightbot yelled at me.
I will
Way to go, Nightbot.
I will get an exclamation point for Galen there. I do it real quick.
Can someone get a good screenshot of the all of us so I
Oh,
can
please, yes.
have it?
Yeah.
It's so
Yes,
good.
I will work on getting that set up for next episode, and it will be in the doobly-doo as it is on YouTube for the VOD and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone looks so good.
When I completely forget how words work.
I know we're supposed to
I know
play
for sure.
tonight, but I really could just sit here and
Yeah,
I do it.
I know.
easily.
We're
All I'm saying is,
Been more excited to
like-
play now. If that's I didn't know that was possible, but here we are.
well,
Here we be.
yeah.
right. Also, you mean to tell me there's this bearded daddy on my squad and I haven't
I
played with
know!
him? What? How dare you? It's all right.
How am I
It's all
supposed to
good.
pay attention to anything now?
Word. This is fine. I just need to kill off Tavik so I can bring in someone and start flirting. That's clearly what has to
Yes.
happen. It's a race
Bring
to
it.
the beard. Let's go.
There you go.
Nice to the beard. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
being hunted now, Ethan. Congratulations.
Let's see. believe
I'm sure that wasn't
This
your intention
is-
when you made this rugged, dirty man. But we all kind of jumped on that.
But we are all but heathens.
Really?
Base lumberjack.
We're little
average
heathens.
Jack.
Hmm.
But here's the thing: if I am playing a character, there's a 95% chance they have a beard.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
that's fair.
Yep.
It's a look.
Yep.
It's so funny. I was gonna say a similar thing is true for me, but I've been on this channel for 3 different games, and none of my characters have been bearded.
Yeah.
They've all been
The
very
other time I was here, I
specifically
was-
clean shaven.
Right.
love
The other time I
that.
was here, I was rats. So
Rats!
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
that's
check
right.
out Cyber Rats.
Cyber Rats.
hell yeah.
Corpo
Rats.
Rat Chills. Our Cyber Rats demo play miniseries. Go check that
was a
out
good one.
over on
A
YouTube.
real
It was
good one.
Cyber
fantastic. I love it.
complacency, my ass. Cyber complacency.
Not cyberpunk, cyber complacency. All right. Well, OBS is telling me we've been at this for half an hour now, so I think it's
Oh,
time
no.
for us to stop gushing and focus and
I guess.
get on to the show. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around as we admire our own art, because I was a sneaky bastard and didn't let these guys share their art with each other because I wanted this reaction on camera.
Uncalled.
Worth it.
Like
It-
legit, but uncalled.
Yeah, I'm
Cruelty.
so happy. I
Yeah.
am so happy.
Same.
All right.
Oh, very good.
So, we are going to start this off with a nice little punch to the gut and say goodbye to Byte because you're not here.
Bye-bye.
So, the rest of you, let's do a recap. Let's jump back in to the Starcrier conflict with a recap. We are back from our first mission. We've been back for a little bit now. We've gone through the healing process. Physically, a little bit, mentally, emotionally, we're kind of getting there with some of our characters, and they're going to have some time after this festival. But they got back, they had to do an after-action report, which I think was quite helpful, if very tense, and might lead to things that may need to be said amongst characters in the upcoming sessions. But once that was done with, they had some time to... Not really, I was going to say relax, but not really, because they've been gone for 15 years. Their apartments had been transferred to other people. All their stuff was in storage. And everybody they were familiar with 15 years ago kind of moved on. Not entirely. I mean, people in this universe understand that because of relativistic distances and the limitation of near-light travel, people are going to lose some time. But they had to get back to life on Far Station 12. They had to get a new apartment. They had to get all their stuff out of storage. Shiv realized that somebody had gone through all of her things and taken a hard drive, a secret hidden hard drive that unfortunately was not hidden quite well enough, and has since... Well, she was at the first day of the festival with everybody else, which we'll get to. But she's since disappeared. Picado. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. There was, as I said, a festival. Once everyone was mostly situated back in their homes, they did the grocery shopping, they sent their furniture up, got all of that taken care of, and had at least a couple nights to just get back into regular life. Of course, it was, a week-long trip for them, but for everybody else, it was 15 years. And they come back to a rather interesting, rather festive, auspicious occasion. The Festival of the Angels Dance, something that happens only every 257 years. It's a celestial phenomenon, which you can vaguely see in the background behind this amazing character art. We'll get to that in a bit. A celestial phenomenon in which these 2 asteroids that are orbiting 2 different planetary systems in the same Blinkgate network that we are located, these 2 very, not erratic, but long elliptical orbits of these asteroids only meet up every 257 years when they come almost touching to each other, right at the center, or close enough to the center, of a small dark nebula. out in the distance. Close enough that Far Station 12 gets quite a show out of it. But nebula are huge, so it's quite a ways out there. Close enough that these asteroids orbiting this star system, but we're probably looking a couple light years. Very long orbits. We're talking like Apophis comets here. Or that one with the Hawaiian name that I can never remember. Very, very long orbit comets, asteroids. And them meeting up at the center of this nebula, whatever their composition may be, it creates this fantastic light show that lasts for 3 days as it slowly streaks across the night sky, slowly getting bluer and bluer and shooting off sparks and flashes of light and streams of various different colors until they meet at the center, and there is an almost explosive, dazzling light display that goes on for at least a couple hours while the comets are sort of spinning off of each other and back into their respective orbits. And because of this fantastic event, they decided to put on a festival. There was a street festival. There was music. There was some fun food, which led to some vaguely awkward shenanigans, as it's very couples oriented. This festival. There was a fun game in which Desperado and Morgan Troy, his Navy lieutenant boyfriend, held hands and played an almost circular sort of Red Rover thing when they spin around each other until they're torn apart and thrown into the arms of everybody who is supporting them. Or in Desperado's case, through, because Desperado's a big guy. And then there was a little show. Day 2 of the festival, there was the gala. The Angels Dance Gala, which only the top brass was invited to. We're talking Union Navy administrators, higher level officers in the Navy, representatives of the various corpo states. But Starblood got an invitation, obviously, being a Harrison. The Harrison, presumably. Lisbeth Azamalaki, his girlfriend, was also there. They went together. And Morgan Troy, the lieutenant, somehow managed to get tickets for himself and Desperado, Logan O'Hara. And we learned that was linked to someone wanting Desperado to meet with a Karakin Baron, who was also at this gala. So they were here at the gala on this floating yacht out beyond the station. And I should point out, because I didn't last time, this is one of the few instances where they are actually using artificial gravity. Artificial gravity is difficult and expensive. So you guys you're at this gala and you're at about half G. So it's really easy moving. But you have artificial gravity without having to spin and spin and spin and spin, which would kind of disrupt the fun light show. Everybody else, our other Lancers here, are floating out in space above the scrapyard. An asteroid that had been towed into orbit of the station. I don't think the station really is big enough for it to orbit, but it's been towed into the vicinity of the station and has been outfitted and terraformed in various ways to simulate different environments for training and dueling by mostly Navy cadets. It's been moved a little bit further out, so it has a better view of this light show, and has been opened up for, well, those people who weren't important enough to make it to the gala. So I don't know if I stressed that last time, but the scrapyard is full of regular average citizens. And then the asteroid, or at least a decent chunk of it, got blasted off. There was an explosion as our Lancers were out floating in space, some of them even out of their cockpits, just tethered to their mechs. There was an explosion. They were sent flying a bit. It might take Blacksmith a little bit of time to scramble back in his mech and throw on the retro burners and actually stabilize. Because again, when you move in space, you keep moving until you manage to stop yourself. But what's most important about this is a large chunk of the asteroid is now careening in a direct path to this yacht, this gala yacht, where a significant number of very important people, and half of their squad, are located. And in all this time, nobody's exactly sure where Siobhan is, where Byte is. So a bit longer of a recap there, because I wanted to set the scene. But let's jump into tonight's episode of the Starcrier Conflict.
I have
Siobhan.
a question.
Oh, yes, Q.
Okay. From me currently, like
Yes.
from the yacht to where my mech is. How far that?
Let's see, probably 15, 20 kilometers. You're in a yacht out in space. You are not connected to the space station. Your mech is on the space station in a hangar somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any ships? Are there any like private vessels attached to this?
There is a shuttle.
Crash.
The shuttle that was used to ferry people to the yacht. We'll get to the commotion there, though.
Yeah.
Because we're going to rewind just a little bit. Because we have to see what's going on with Siobhan Carey.
Oh boy.
Camera brightens up and moves down a hallway till we are over the burnt orange desert apes fantasy of Byte, who is stood just out front of an office door. On the plaque beside the door, there is it is Malcolm Santita, Officer Malcolm Santita, your parole officer. If you recall, when you looked over your computer and you realized that this hard drive was missing, where it was, you found a business card for Officer Santita. I assume... I know you found that, and then you had to go to the debrief, the after-action report, and then you went to the festival. Nobody immediately called you there. But the next morning, after you came back from the festival, when you were supposed to meet up with everybody to go out to the scrapyard, you were met outside of your dormitory, your apartment, by officers of the law. And you were I am not a policeman, and I don't know the intricacies of the law, so I don't know if you were heavily encouraged to come make a statement. I think the correct term is you were detained. You were not arrested, but you were detained, I will say.
Sounds about right.
You were taken down to the local precinct, civilian precinct H3, I believe is what I said in Santita's dossier. And you were held for questioning for a bit. And there wasn't a lot, really. Somebody came in, verified your identity, verified the basics of your case. Went over some of the stuff that was found. Most of it being this hard drive. I don't know if you had any other minor things that they may have picked up on, but they thoroughly
Pirated
looked through your
movies.
stuff. Yeah, pirated movies and
Stolen
music.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stolen games. Yeah. Nothing super incriminating, except for that hard drive. But you were kept there, sitting there in that interrogation room for a couple hours.
Oh, I'm not sitting anymore. I'm pacing.
Pacing.
Absolutely pacing.
But, strangely enough, an officer does not come back in. A lawyer or a prosecutor does not come in and slam papers on the desk and start barking in your face like has happened in a number of these meetings previously. Instead, an officer comes in and says that you are free to go, but that you are required to report to your parole officer.
Ooh. Ooh.
And so that is where we pick up today, outside the office of Parole Officer Malcolm Santita. I imagine you stand there for a second. Yeah?
Yeah. It's not a conversation I'm looking forward to.
No.
Okay. What's the worst that'll happen? They'll just arrest me again. Okay. I'll knock. Knock and then immediately walk in. A knock is a formality.
Yeah. You knock, or because this is the future, you press the little door chime. And the office is open. You press the door chime and the doors slide open. Long time no see, Siobhan. Have a seat, kid.
Not long enough for some of us. How's it going? How's life?
You walk in and it does hit you. And you've had this sensation a few times since you've been back. It's been 15 years for everybody else on the station.
Mm-hmm.
There's more gray in his hair. There's more creases to his face. He looks a little tired. But he's not angry. He doesn't look angry. He greets you with that same sort of disappointed, maybe not disappointed father, but like the uncle who, really, you're doing this again.
Yeah. Still bad. Infinitely worse than angry. Why'd you let me go? Why'd you let me go? I know you know. If you were able to get it, you were able to unencrypt it. So, like...
Yes. And he opens a sliding drawer and takes out the hard drive and slams it. Not slams it, but puts it down heavy on the table in front of him. Closes the desk. Get some more appropriate music here. See if that's right. Straight out of the pleasantries. I see. 15 years. Well, I suppose it's been a lot less time for you.
Yeah.
We almost didn't search. I was ready not to, but the prosecutor. She took the opportunity. sort of motions with both hands towards the hard drive. What are you doing, Siobhan?
I mean, does it matter?
Does it matter to you? I don't think it matters if it matters to me. Does it matter to you? Because if it doesn't matter to you, I'll close your case file, put it in the garbage bin, and we can send you right back to the other option. So, ask yourself, does it matter to you?
Well, yeah, of course it fucking matters. Otherwise I wouldn't do it. I'm not doing it for fun.
So you got some chip on your shoulder. You got something you're looking into. I don't know if this is the best way to go about doing it, but it's certainly not the right way to go about doing it.
Yeah, well, not all of us have the ability to do it the right way. Not all of us have the privilege. Alright?
Right. I know you've already given up a lot. Cushy place on a core world. Probably could have had any job you wanted.
Yeah.
And instead, you're fresh out of boot camp. We're sitting here still talking about the same problem 20 years later. 5 and change for you.
Like I said, some of us don't get to do it the right way. So.
Well, if you keep this up, you're not going to be able to do it at all. Because they're going to drum you out of here. They're going to lock you up somewhere. A rehabilitation colony. I don't think there's a lot of OmniNet access on the real rehabilitation colonies. So whatever you're trying to do, I cannot tell you to do it better. I can tell you to stop. I don't think you're going to, but I encourage you. Whatever it is, let it go, because it is going to ruin your life if you keep doing it this way. Put this, or whatever it took to get this, to better use. And maybe, once you make your way up the ranks, or what equates to ranks for Lancer Auxiliary Corps, you might get enough sway to actually look into things. But you are incorporating yourself to some very dangerous places, some very dangerous people. And I'm worried about you on both fronts. You got these associates of yours, whatever you want to call them, on one side, and you got the law on the other. Not a lot of wiggle room between the two.
If we both know I'm going to do it again, why haven't you shed, like, why isn't anyone stopping me? Why haven't you just locked me up? I was in an interrogation room. They had fully detained me. Why not just be done with me?
Because it is my job. I tell myself it is my job to look for the better part of you. And I know you can do better. So, I reminded the prosecution that this while it doesn't look good, it's not necessarily rule-breaking or evidence enough to convict of an actual crime. But you got a lot of dirt here. You got a lot of information, and it's very interesting to other officers. And yes, it's been copied.
Of course. Cheaters.
So that's why you're not locked up, because I held it off. Because I'm giving you the chance. If you don't want that chance, I can make a phone call right now. You could be out of my hair. Is that what you want?
Do you ever get tired of it?
You're not my only case, Siobhan.
I know. Do you ever get tired of it?
Yeah, I'll admit to it. I'm human. Some days I want to just say fuck it. Throw the file in the trash and let you and my other parolees get into the trouble that they are so insistent on causing. But in my mind, this rehabilitation starts before you even have to go to those colonies. Been given a good chance here. You can put... I know this takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. A lot of very creative technology. I don't know how it works. I don't know all the fancy lingo that you code slingers use.
Ooh, code slinger. Ooh. I don't recommend using that one in a company that you want to consider cool with. Go on.
If you can dig this up, you can put that to work for Union. If you can find these people, whatever you're trying to do with them, you can find these people and help make other lives better. I haven't thrown you in the trash, sent you out. If you want to look at it as a pragmatist, because you are an asset. If you want to discount my own attachment and my own personal and professional care for my job and what I do, look at it pragmatically, you are an asset. You are smart and you are capable. But that is only going to last for so long. You keep pressing buttons, one of those buttons is going to eject you right the hell out of here.
Would they sanction it?
They sanction what?
Me digging.
Depends on what you're digging for and why. You know how this works? I'm sure it was part of the cadet courses. There's electronic warfare and information warfare out there. We could set you on plenty of tasks for plenty of individuals. And again, once you prove who you are and what you can do, and that you're a team player, you might be able to work on your own projects.
I might get permission. That's...
Without permission, it's criminal. Which I know is a word that means more to me than it does to you.
Yeah, well, not everybody gets permission. And I can't waste the next, who knows, 10, 15, 20 fucking years On a mite.
We all spend 10, 15, 20 something years on a lot of mites. It's what everybody else does. You're too smart for your own damn good, so you found a way around. Found a shortcut. Shortcuts aren't always safe.
I never cared about safe. And if I wanted somebody to care about safe for me, I'd answer a phone call once a year. But fine. I'll stop. Keep it. You've copied it. I guess it doesn't matter. Fuck it. I want my stuff back. Can I have it back?
Gently, because it was standing vertical, gently lowers it down horizontally and slides it across the table. It's not actually incriminating evidence, and at this point, it's a decade or more out of date.
Yeah, well, it's not like you
Anything
guys
useful
my
on
hardware.
Anything useful on here has probably been used. So I hope you tied up your loose ends well.
Can I go?
That's my lecture. I've done my job. You have told me what I need to hear. If that is all this is, I can check the box off. You can leave. I want it to be more than that. I'll let you think on it.
Snatch the hard drive and walk out.
All right. You hear the creaking of his old chair as he just leans back slowly as the door. And you make your way down the hallway for a vice grip on this hard drive. And then you hear alarms. There's a very slight vibration. You just barely make out what could be an explosion, or at least a crash of something vaguely nearby. And you hear the brr, 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 brr.
Okay. Where's my team?
As long as everything went as planned from what you talked about last night, they are probably already out out in their mechs by the scrapyard. At least Blacksmith and Solitaire. You know that Tavik, if you cared, Starblood, and Desperado, going with Morgan Troy, were both going to go to the gala. So your team is kind of split right now.
I would like to say that Shiv, being vaguely invasive and a busybody, would have some ability to track their team well on Far Station 12, if that's possible. So I can get exact spots of where they are.
Well, I don't think you're a good enough hacker to have a constant link to station command and be able to locate their mechs outside.
Probably not their mechs, but anybody who's on the station.
Well, right now, none of them are on the station.
Oh, that's right, because it's off.
I do have a question. Would Shiv care at all about... Is Tavik included in that group of people that Shiv would want to know?
I think it's severely less used, and you're labeled as Silver Spoon, but you are on that list.
Because I would point out that obviously going through station command Havoc does almost always, not at this moment unfortunately, but almost always does have another piece of probably easier to track equipment on.
Oh, that's true.
Data pad.
It's true.
I mean, do we have like the future version of like Life 360 or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If you guys are willing and you talked about it beforehand, you can have like a Find Me app or whatever it is, and be able to show your
absolutely.
locations that way.
I
Fuck yes.
definitely think that makes sense. I don't know if Havoc would be part of it, but
No.
That's okay.
So-
I've hacked your data pad.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Well, we'll worry about the specifics of that later. But yeah, I mean, futuristic space stations don't really use GPS. So you have some other means of identifying that. Yeah, that the three of them, at least, maybe you have some way of tracking Havoc, are both, several kilometers off of the station.
Okay. That's
You
anxiety.
are, you are in the military ring because Officer
Okay.
Santita is a Navy. He's not the JAG officer. I know JAG. He's a military police lawyer thing. I don't know the exact terminology. I'll have to look it up. So you are in the Navy ring on the main Navy campus. If you book it to the mech hangar right now and throw yourself in, disregard the normal launch procedures, and just throw yourself out the building, you might be able to get there in time of whatever is going on. But right now, you just hear alarms. You don't know what's happening.
Okay. Do we have constant comms? Is that a thing?
Probably
Like-
not. I mean, you can call
That's
each
what
other.
I figured.
But
Yeah.
I don't think you are, when you're home on the station, you don't have constant comms on.
Right? That feels ridiculous. Because I'm trying to figure out how to get shit involved.
do know that August has wired in data plating.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, it's very easy to call them. I mean, whether they have data
Yeah,
plating
yeah,
or
yeah.
just have their pads, or they can tie in a call straight from their net cockpit. It's very easy to call them.
Yeah, knowing
and-
that those two are the furthest away, and that's scarier for them to be off station, I'm gonna call the two of them.
So you quickly take out your data. I mean, you don't even need to do that. You probably have like an earpiece or something.
Yeah.
Or a neural link. It's 12,000 years in the future or whatever. You begin the connection of that call, and as it is ringing, you make your way outside, and you can turn, and you do just catch the very end of that sort of wispy, cloudy fire just dissipating out into space as the chunk of this asteroid, because of the distance, looks like it is slowly detaching from the station or from the scrapyard. But it's not going to take long to get wherever it's going.
Yikes. Hate that. Okay, yeah, I'm booking it for my mech then, if that's what I'm seeing. Booking it for the mech,
Alright.
calling them. Pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up.
Ring, ring. I will say, Solitaire, you are in your mech. You're probably a bit frazzled from this. I'm going to say, unfortunately, Blacksmith, you have been slammed against Blade 2 and are probably just sort of coming... You weren't knocked out, but just righting your mental state enough and trying to pull yourself in, scrabble back into your cockpit.
I am definitely winded, but I'm so glad I have mag clamps. That's going to make that so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
So just basing on what your description was of what Shiv saw, I imagine in that moment, Solitaire is like scrambling to get like into a better seating position because he was, kind of kicked back and all this kind of stuff, you know, grabbing his helmet, and he's probably yelling at Athen right now over comms. Blacksmith! Blacksmith! Talk to me!
I'm here. I can't fucking breathe.
Jesus Christ! No, that's probably not a good epithet at the time. Fucking hell! What happened?
I got my shit rocked. Give me a second. I can probably get back online.
And he's, you know, getting things spun up, and he'll activate, you know, that comm link that is now coming in from Shiv, but for a minute here, all you hear is just cussing and grumbling. You know, there's Hitsune, I need you to see where that came from. Look for any kind of... Did that come from outside? Was that inside? Tell me what you can find. Shiv, where the hell are you?
No. Tell me you're nowhere near whatever the fuck that is.
It's about 5 feet under my goddamn ass. Where the hell are you?
Okay, I'm going to the hangar. I'm coming outside.
There appears to be an explosion located approximately... Close would you have been? Space distances.
Space distances.
Yeah, approximately 1 kilometer.
Wow, she is real helpful.
Is there any indication that came from outside, or was that an internal explosion? Any kind of... Do we got any trails out here from, I don't know, missile exhaust, anything like that?
Analyzing the debris pattern now.
And as she's doing that, I'm going to start maneuvering towards Athen and Blade 2 to make sure that they're okay.
Yeah, so to set the scene a little better, all of this is happening while you guys are spinning in space. You were not attached to anything. So when this explosive force came out, you were all, not just the two of you, and Hotjaw, who was also just sort of umbilical to the outside of his mech, and a few others were likewise doing that because they saw you guys doing it. There's probably a good 2-3 dozen mechs out here who are just being flung out into space, listing and spinning through space, and you will need to, you know, throw on your corrective jets and actually get yourself stabilized before you can really analyze what is going on and then act. And you are being pelted by smaller debris coming from this asteroid, these little minor little rocks that, I mean, normally if you were in gravity would hurt but wouldn't be a big deal, but out in space they are tiny bullets, and you can hear the plinking of these little micro asteroids, these asteroid fragments just plinking off of your mechs. And Blacksmith, you are very fortunate that you can scramble into your cockpit before this deadly asteroid bullet storm becomes a problem for you. But it looks like in this exact second right now, everybody is scrambled. Everybody is just, those in their mechs are just trying to right themselves at the moment. And you know, you don't really have, you have a link to Station Command, but this wasn't really an operation. You don't have operation comms. You can set them up, but there's no, like, flight command for this. Not really. Not any more than normal, like, flight control sort of stuff.
Do I have a rough head count on the number of fellow Lancers we have out here?
Yeah, just over 2 dozen.
Okay. Oh, God. I'm going to flip on, like, local comms, so that way I can talk to everybody. All right, sound off. Everybody, who's good?
You hear screaming, you hear a bunch of, oh shit, what the fuck? There is a commotion on comms right now.
All right, everybody, listen up. This is Blacksmith, number 2 at the moment. We're Lancers. Get your shit together! Somebody get us comms back to HQ. They need to know what's coming.
Is that
I'm
something?
going to assume at this moment that the goddamn station sensor should have picked up that explosion, so that's less of a concern right now. Oh shit!
There's alarms. So many alarms. It's so loud here. Oh my god.
And I'm going to try to see if I can't get a, because I know that Uhura and Tavik are both went to the fancy party. So I'm going to try to see if I can't open a comm channel to those two guys.
Yeah, you can see this chunk of asteroid, which is probably about the size of the space yacht that they're on, if not a little bit larger, is heading right for them.
I'll say, as I am basically yelling at everybody to pull it together, I am going to do everything I can to boost right at it.
Yeah, once I can stop, spinning around like a dreidel. Yeah, I'm right behind him, heading in that direction. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Analysis of the
Yeah.
explosion and the debris indicates that the explosion originated within the asteroid itself. Also, this chunk of asteroid appears to have a malfunctioning directional thruster unit attached, which is burning towards these locations. That location is the space yacht. This is a chunk of the asteroid that had one of those maneuvering thrusters that they used to move the scrapyard out here.
That's not malfunctioning. That's on purpose, you son of a bitch.
Wait, what does that mean?
I estimate impact in approximately 12 minutes.
Shit.
Should I try to go to the party?
No, don't go there. This thing's gonna crash into that damn thing if we can't stop it. Blacksmith, you do your thing. I want to see if I can't take care of that thruster. And I'm gonna head towards the thruster. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to call it Tavik and Uhura.
So,
See if anybody
back
will pick it
on,
up.
back on the Gala yacht.
Can I fucking conference call?
Alright.
We'll set that up in a moment. A lot of things are happening at once here.
Mm-hmm.
Starblood, Desperado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just barely make out that explosion, as I detailed at the end of our last session. There is just that muffled, very, very muffled explosion of the sound wave moving through space, which obviously does not make any sound until it contacts the yacht itself. And there is a disruption in the artificial gravity, and there is a slight listing to the yacht as everybody and all of the tables and glassware and whatnot is sort of knocked vaguely off center. Things crash to the floor, people stumble into each other, and you look over and you do see, because it does have this sort of 2/3 glass dome, or at least transparent dome, you can look over and you do see that wispy, fiery explosion happen just at the bottom chunk of the scrapyard. And you can see this chunk and a bunch of other little scraps and metal pieces and asteroid fragments flying in your direction. And even though it looks like it's moving rather slowly, it's going to get here in, well, not enough time, because you are kilometers off from the station with a single shuttle. And there is commotion. There is screaming. There is rushing. And there is an almost immediate, the beginning of a stampede back to that shuttle. And there's not room for a quarter of these people. There might be room for a tenth of these people. Seats are limited.
So it's a yacht, yeah? So it moves.
They're calling it a lot. They're calling it a yacht. It moves. It has maneuvering thrusters.
Okay.
It is not a spaceship.
Would it be reasonable to say that Tavik might know well enough to know that there's no way they're going to be able to outrun or outmaneuver this thing at its current velocity?
You don't know. You can make that assumption.
Okay. Okay, question. Is this one of those moments where we weren't allowed to bring our sidearms?
To a fancy party.
That's a real good question, actually.
Well, you have seen people with sidearms, and as Lancers, I mean, we're gonna go classic, old sci-fi space western,
Cool.
Malcolm Reynolds style. You can have
Pow,
like
pow, pow.
this or something.
Sure. Pow, pow, pow. Like, I'm up on a table. Pow, pow, pow.
Havic's
Yeah,
eyes
you
go
wanna-
wide.
You want to fire shots up into the ceiling? Okay.
Havic's eyes go wide, and his hand rests on the DL-44 on his hip, just to make
Yeah.
sure if anyone does try and respond in a bad way, he's got your back.
Right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that there's a concerning situation. In these times, I'm going to need all of you.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Sure.
Do you have anything that is going to help you break through the mass hysteria stampede? Because this very melodic speech you are doing right now is not going to break through.
I mean, well, I'm not going to scream at you, but he's saying it loudly.
Sure. Yeah, you have a bit more inflection and volume. But
Right.
hello, folks, please listen to me might not be the way to go. And I will say, it's about at that time, actually. Yeah, you got the shots off, which did get some people's attention. Not everybody. You do get the shots off.
I have a question.
Some bullets in the ceiling. Just one moment.
Sure.
You were just next to the Karakin Baron. You were finishing up that conversation you were having. And that was to remind you and myself and the audience, I do believe I gave him a name. Where are you? Yeah, it was Casminoble. It was Sir Rubolt Casminoble. Sir Rubolt Casminoble. He had his two sort of bodyguards, his attendees, as he called them. You see, one of them has an arm over the Baron, sort of crunched him down, and is pushing, like actively pushing and shoving hard, like throwing people to the side, moving the Baron forward, while another one reaches up towards you, grabs your belt, and doesn't like yank you off the table, but does a definitive tug. Help us. Get us out of here. Baron will reward you well.
Hey. Hey. There's just a very calm push. I'm gonna help. But we need to get some order in here, or none of us are gonna make it.
Look at this mess. There is no fucking order.
There
It's
can
whoever gets to the shuttle first. So either you
That's
are
not-
with us, or we will leave you to die.
Havoc is going to sort of put himself between them at this point, make very direct eye contact, and go, take a step back, deep breath, let us handle this, or you will die the same way that you think everyone else here.
Do either of you have any sort of social skills?
Yes.
He thinks he does.
Yeah, I sure do, bud.
This is the only situation where maybe he does actually. This is it.
Yeah.
None of the flowery talk, but this is exactly where Havoc might actually be.
Yeah, I know you have take control of a
I do have take
situation,
control,
again,
yes.
help.
But I'm saying, and I have charm and stay cool.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good.
Okay. Do you think you guys are working together to try to calm the crowd in general, including these two, or
Absolutely.
so you guys are,
Yeah.
are coordinating? You are working together. You're not stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah.
Nope.
We immediately locked eyes. Like, I got the
Uh-huh.
attention, and he's the one who's like, okay, we need to do this, 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 and this. And then if
Yeah.
anybody gets uppity, I'm like, Listen, I know, I got you, I understand. We're gonna take care of this. You gotta work with me here. So it's we're working in tandem.
Yeah.
So one of you can roll, and we're going to do this as an assisted check, a group check sort of thing. I mean, there's only 2 of you, so it's not a group; it's more of an assisted. So one of you will make the main roll, and then the other one will provide that point of accuracy. What it is, right? Yeah, an extra D6 you add.
Heard. Do you? You've got the better dice luck.
Extra, I've been rolling. I think in this situation, especially with how you've kind of explained it, it does make sense for Logan to be doing this role here.
Yep.
All right.
Hydrate.
Yep.
This is water.
Thank you.
Let's see, should I throw on combat music? I don't know if I have any just ambiance music that is what we're going for here.
I mean, combat music works.
Yeah. While I'm waiting for the roll. Let's see if that loads up. Oh yeah, I should be hydrating with actual hydration things, not soda. Thank you, Miss Moon. Is this... No, this is a roll from last week.
So Q, you need to make your roll first.
Oh, do I?
Well, because you're doing the
Sorry.
support roll, right? So that determines if I get the expertise.
No, hold up.
Right?
Hold up. No,
Okay.
one person is rolling,
Right.
but they're rolling with an extra D6.
Oh, I misunderstood.
So whoever
Right,
is
right.
making the
Okay.
main roll
Yes.
needs
Okay,
to
that's my
make me a roll
Yeah.
with a point of accuracy. So, normal roll plus 1d6
Fair, yeah.
plus your skill.
I was playing a different game yesterday, and that's what my brain was. I apologize.
Oh, I know. I have dozens of games in my brain at any time.
Was it Pathfinder? Was it Pathfinder?
No, it's Fabula Ultimate.
Keep it contained, guys.
22.
All right. There we go. That is the roll you needed. Okay. Most of the crowd slows down and turns and starts looking towards you. The Baron and the other bodyguard is still pushing his way through. There's a few Navy officers who are trying to keep the situation under control. There were a handful of security guards here who are trying to keep things under control, and are really, at this point, the security force here is mostly just creating a human barricade between the crowd and the shuttle, because they don't want it to just be a stampede of whoever can get in the shuttle and blast off, because that could go very wrong. Aside from, not being fair, good. But there's a few people in the crowd who are still, pushing their way forward. I will say with that, you can push the hand of this other bodyguard away. These very opulently dressed, still very professional security sort of cut uniforms, but very Karrakin, metals and gilded ropes and whatnot off of them. Does straighten himself, take a deep breath, hand on his weapon, looking back at the Baron, surveying the crowd, looking back at you. To best have something very useful, very quick.
Okay. Speak to your Baron. He's a charming sort of fellow. See if you can get him to manage the flow closer to the shuttle.
As long as he is one of them on them.
That's
On it.
I mean, if he's managing, then he's gonna save a spot for himself, won't he? Okay. Alright, I'm looking for individuals, in charge of the yacht, but, in charge of, maintaining and managing the yacht. I'm not looking for whoever owns this gaudy bitch.
Well, I don't think you know. You don't really know. This isn't a spaceship. You could try to flag down one of the security guards here. Who would probably have a better understanding of.
Are they like, if it's security that's a part of like whoever is like running that, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm trying to follow the path. So I will ask one of the security guards.
All right, so you're gonna have to push through this crowd to get to one of them.
Sure.
Tavik, are you doing anything?
For now, I think Tavik is taking the time. Tavik is taking the time to ensure that that there's a peaceful transition from where they are closer to the shuttle for the time being, as he waits to hear back from Logan about finding people who might be in a position to give us more information about what we can do here.
Sorry, you're trying to what?
Essentially, Tavik is making sure that there don't become any problems with people trying to fight over getting to the shuttle. I know
that
Logan
is
sent
the problem right now.
Yes, yeah, and yes, Tavik is trying to direct security on keeping it from escalating.
Wow. I mean, that is the problem that you were trying to solve. I'm asking you how you want to solve this problem, and you were saying I would like to find a way to solve this problem.
So Tavik is going to suggest, for the time being, attempting to reroute people into smaller groups so that they can more easily be, I feel like the term kept from making problems doesn't sound great, but it's still probably where I'm going with this. Trying to keep people from being able to incite each other by sort of directing them to smaller areas, which will also create walkways that will allow easier movement in the yacht.
Are you making any sort of argument for this? Because you are partitioning people off into groups, and they know only some of those groups are going to make it on the shuttle.
No, because Tavik is not the one for the flowery talk.
Okay. You're fighting an uphill battle. I'll
100%.
roll that 22 into what you are doing, but this is going to take you some time, and it might not be entirely successful.
For sure, yeah. But his intent is not directing the people; it is directing the security to direct the people.
The security right now, there are a handful of security guards here.
Sure.
There's, 6, maybe a dozen of them.
Sure.
The majority of them, like 8 to 10 of them, are linked arms in front of the shuttle right now.
Right.
They are doing everything they can not to have this stampede blast everybody out into space as the first 20 people to get on just blast away.
Yeah, no, then yeah. Tavik is just with Logan and trying to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the guards are right there. All right. Is there a pilot? Do we have comms to anyone outside of this space yacht?
Yeah, there's a bridge, if you could call it that.
Where?
I'll have to let you through here. It's down the hallway past the shuttle.
Fine.
This isn't a ship, man. This is a fucking gilded barge. But
I need to speak to people outside of here. So, yeah, let me through.
All right. He looks to his right and left as they really are like linked arm to arm. People are pushing against them, pushing against you. You are trying to keep them calm enough that they are not just barreling over you, but they open themselves just enough that you can duck under some of their arms, and you have to actively push people hey, I'm going to talk to somebody, we're going to fix this, as you scurry out beyond.
Before that happens, Tavik's going to very quickly sort of put a hand on Logan's arm and go, I don't know if both of us should go.
Okay.
Get us the fuck out of here!
Do you want to go or should I?
Why don't you let me go? I think you would have a better chance talking people down.
Fair.
I'm many things, but I know my limits.
Good. See if we can get more shuttles out here.
Stay safe.
All right.
And then he's going to dip under the arm. And...
Going to try. Okay.
Okay. I will say at this point, time is synced up enough. Shiv, you can coordinate a group chat with everybody. You can try to start coordinating.
Well, I would like to make a conference call. Pick up.
With
Everybody
us,
picks
like,
up.
okay, cool. Oh, thank God. Okay. It's a
Cool.
nightmare over here.
Figured as much. Awesome. Anything? What's happening over there? That is a lot of background noise. Can you get
When
someone
you put
lighter?
a gaggle of rich, wealthy individuals together and then put them in danger, they will panic. And that is where we are now.
Especially when there's only one shuttle. We need more shuttles yesterday.
Oh. Okay, I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
can do that.
we are
Shiv,
floating in a sitting paperweight.
You know, you're smart. You can do the math. You do not have time to ferry these people across. I mean, you might get some of them. It might be a comfort to yourselves and those people.
Mm-hmm.
But the asteroid has to be stopped, or it will collide before
Okay.
you can really before you can get people off.
Is everyone on the call?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm here.
Lovely. Always good to hear your voice.
Tavik, I think I have a couple of broken ribs. Shut the fuck up.
Well, instead of doing that, I know you and Solitaire are out closer than we are. Is Hotjaw there as well?
Yep, Hotjaw's
Yeah, I'm
out here.
here.
I'm coordinating the Lancers. We're gonna try to slow this fucking thing down.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Somebody needs
So-
to tell these folks to see if they got any station weapons that can target this damn thing. If nothing else, they can blow it the hell out of here.
There's not going to be any
Anyone?
here.
Is anyone on station?
Yeah.
Then you have a job to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here. Yes. Shuttles. Some sort of station weaponry. How fast is this thing moving? Can I see it?
You
I
can.
see it coming.
And in fact, Solitaire. Estimate collision in approximately 9 minutes 27 seconds.
Fuck. You got just over 9 minutes. See what you can do. I'm gonna try to stop it from out here. 9 minutes. Yeah, the damn thing moving.
Havoc breaks out from
There's
his
a gut.
like quick what's it, corporal walk to just a full-blown run. Just boots on the
There's a
ground. running,
goddamn
yeah.
thruster attached to that chunk, and it's firing all over the place, pushing it forward.
With that new information, even if a shuttle launches right now, it might get there just in time to be hit.
Can you shut down the thruster?
That's my goddamn plan.
Okay. Okay. Hear me out. Shiv, priority is the station weapons and you all out there trying to stop this thing. I still need you to look for shuttles. I have to be able to tell them that there are some coming.
Gotcha.
Tell them anyway.
I do plan to, but we're also going to need them for when after all of this is done, because they're not going to want to be near as many people as there are. They're all going to want to leave right now. So, I am going to go back. Actively, engage with the people.
So while we're still talking, obviously Blacksmith and I are still hot-footing it towards this thing. You said there is a thruster attached to this thing that is firing currently.
Yes.
Is there some kind of onboard control system that I can remotely hack into?
Let me put a pin in that just a second to wrap up the scene, actually. Desperado, you turn and start making your way back out into the crowd, trying to start to talk to people, telling them their shuttle's on the way, stay calm, we're going to get through this. And as you do, that guard, again, grabs your shoulder. Tell me you have something. And there, we're going to cut back to the other two out in space, trying to figure out how they're going to stop this. You two in the yacht, you are on hysteria control, basically. And the other two are out on actually do something about this control. So, to answer your question, Solitaire, there is enough computer system in each of these thrusters. They do have to coordinate themselves. The asteroid is large, so they do have, each have individual computer inputs that you could hack into. Yes.
Okay. I want to try to do that.
Okay.
I don't know, since I am in my mech, should I do that as a tech attack? Like invade kind of thing? Or would you rather hack fix kind of thing?
I think even though you are in your mech, this is really more of a narrative thing than necessarily mech-to-mech combat.
Okay.
So I think we're going to go with that just because it is easier for me to worry about. You just have to beat a 10 plus, whether it's difficult or not, rather than having to figure out save values and
Gotcha.
the bonus you get and whatnot. So we're going to keep this narrative.
Sounds good.
But I will say that this is a risky check.
Okay.
Believe in you.
If I have Kitsune assist, can I get any?
That is something you just unlocked, right? Kitsune can now assist you in something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unlock you got because I
at
know
level
that
2, it allows you. It technically allows you to redo saves once a turn.
Okay, once a turn, it allows you to re-roll a save.
Yeah, but I mean, it is like where's the? It's now capable in a thought, can make complex decisions and judgments, and act independently without instruction.
Just one moment. Let me pull up your tactical profile here and show all, because enlightenment, the next step. No, that's not any. That's okay. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for, actually. So I will say Kitsune will be able to provide you that point of accuracy, so you can add a d6 to this.
Awesome. Four.
Well, that is a pass. It's a pass with complication because it's risky,
right.
but it is fortunately
take
a
it.
pass. Yes. Okay. So, pass with complication. Your goal, I assume, was to shut off the thruster. Was that what is your goal?
So, I guess if it's something that can be turned to
Minorly.
yeah, if that's not feasible, I don't know how much flexibility
It would
thruster
not
have.
be. It would likely not be enough on its own to change the trajectory enough to push it clear of the Gala, but it may. It is Delta V in a different direction with other mechs, clamping on and burning as hard as they can. It would definitely provide some assistance for that.
Okay,
yes.
if it's enough that that would actually be helpful, in redirecting this thing, then that would be my goal.
Okay.
So
So, you succeed with complication. You do manage to pivot these maneuvering thrusters enough that it is starting to turn. this chunk of asteroid. However, because you are doing this through your mech, you are more used to tech attacks and electronic warfare, more so than you are what Shiv does, which is a lot of operation control and, Shadowrun decking and whatnot. In the process of getting this computer, this machine, to do what you want it to do, you have overcharged the thrusters. So it is firing at full capacity right now. It is on 110% burn right now. It is going to burn out its fuel, it's going to burn out its systems, but it is burning. So the asteroid is now moving quicker, but it is providing a significant amount of delta V in a different direction. At which point, Kitsune, the asteroid has begun redirecting itself. However, impact is now imminent in 4 minutes 30 seconds.
Son of a bitch. Blacksmith, we gotta hit that thing from the side, push it in that direction.
Yeah, you got it. All right, anybody that has a forward-facing mech, somebody that can take a beating, sound off.
Blacksmith, do you have any sort of I think you do, because you were talking about this. Do you have any sort of social skill or talent things?
Yeah, I do actually. Give me 1 second. I
will also point out that Tavik did sort of suggest that Hotjaw should provide assistance.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I have take control and charm, so I think take control would probably be a little bit more effective.
Oh yeah, because you can see this explosion has sent all of these mechs and some of the pilots umbilical to them outside of their mechs, careening through space, and they have at this point started to right themselves as you have. But you can see some of them are burning towards the safe station, some of them are burning away. Some of them are just standing there. Some of them have taken their weapons out for some reason. It doesn't seem like anybody really knows what to do. You and Hotjaw are kind of getting in that same area, getting yourselves together, moving toward this asteroid. A few others seem like they have picked up what you were doing and starting to make their way over there. But everybody is in a commotion. I will also point out again, and actually, I think this is something that that Kitsune would be able to chime in on again. Solitaire, analysis of the explosive and destructive potential of this malfunction. Scrapyard systems indicate a reducing pressure within environments 1, 7, and 13. 2 of those environments, 7 and 13, are currently populated.
Open a channel back to the scrapyard. There's gotta be some crew in there or something, right?
Will Blacksmith, go ahead and give me a roll. And yeah, Solitaire, connecting you to Operations Security Chief Henry Dunn.
Chief Dunn, this is Solitaire. I am picking up depressurization in sections 7 and 13. Slowly,
yeah, damn it, I know.
Can you get people out of there?
I'm working on it. Yeah. We have injuries in here.
God damn it. Everything I got out here is trying to redirect this goddamn chunk of rock that's going to crush the gala. Is there anything we can do from out here to help you?
If there's anyone out there who could seal some of these holes, that would surely help.
Blacksmith, if there's a couple people we can send to help the scrapyard, they're getting depressurization from damage. A couple people who might be able to, I don't know, barricades if they've got some kind of shielding tech. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what we've got out here.
That was a 9 on take control, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you have yourself, you have Hotjaw, and you have a few other people who are just in the general vicinity that you can actually, like, boost up towards and grab their mechs and be like, come with me, fucking let's do this. We need to get things together. And you can, with yourself, make your way over to the asteroid. Of course, now there is another problem.
Yeah.
Everybody else doesn't seem to be paying much attention. They are scrambled.
All right. I'm putting everything that the Blade 2 has into like catching up to the asteroid.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm even activating like my core so that way I can go fast. And as that's happening, I'm just going to be like, Solitaire, I'm sorry, I can do one or the other. I need you to step up, coordinate saving the civilians. I'm going to take a couple of people. We're going to try to redirect this thing. And to those that are near me, I'm indicating to hit the asteroid. Look, quite frankly, everybody, we can burn the mechs out. They can be replaced. The people on that barge can't. Give it everything you've got. And I'm going to like intentionally slam Blade 2 into it as hard as I can.
All right, folks, you heard the man. Afterburners are on full. Hotjaw also just like rams himself into this asteroid chunk. Back on the station, Siobhan, what are you doing?
Panicking. Shiv is probably actively having like some kind of low-level anxiety attack. But we're gonna ignore that. I was told to get station weaponry, and so I am... Am I in a place where I can demand that kind of usage? What am I near?
I mean, you can call... You can put comms to station command and suggest that they do something about this, but you have no rank. You are not an officer. You can't order anyone to do it. But you can call command and be like, asteroid.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I'm gonna do. It's the best that I've got for now. Yeah, so I'll call for that. So I'm just going pick up. As I call whoever I can.
I mean, yeah, you're a Lancer. You would be able to tap into like command control.
Even if I'm not like,
you're
even
not
if I
calling
don't have
an
a phone
individual.
number. No, I'm hacking like a speaker system in like the general area.
I mean, do you want to do that as opposed to just jumping into command control?
Oh, if I can just do that, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do it simple.
Yeah. I mean, you can tie yourself into the operations, flight control, command control of the Navy, what you are usually connected to when you do drills and training and operations and whatnot. You have access to this as a Lancer, and you can hear the comm chatter is well, a lot right now. They are currently scrambling. They're scrambling other jets. They are readying rescue shuttles. They're not bothering sending taxi shuttles. they're readying rescue shuttles. But yeah, jump in.
Okay. Shit. Do I have a title? Do we have like titles or just Lancer?
You are just a Lancer. Yeah, you're a
Just a Lancer.
Really.
Sweet. Yeah. Awesome. This is Lancer Servan Carey. I have men in air. They're asking for weaponry. We need on ground. Let's break it. Nothing else matters. Shit, I don't know what I'm doing.
We hear you, Carey. We are trying to coordinate with Lancer forces outside and scrambling Navy resources to intercept and prepare for rescue operations. The station has weaponry, however, in this close proximity, missiles probably would not help the matter, and it is too far away and too large for point defense lasers. We could fire missiles, but any of your Lancers out there could easily be caught in the blast. And that rock is flying quite quickly to some very important people.
Mm-hmm. Because Shiv is smarter than Haley, Haley's having the idea. Somebody mentioned earlier something about ramming. Would we have like shuttles or anything that's unmanned that we could just ram against this thing? Because that would be bigger than a mech.
You have little maintenance worker bee sort of things, like Star Trek worker bees, little like maintenance drones, but I don't think they would apply an appreciable delta V to this.
Yeah. So we don't have anything bigger like a shuttle like the yacht is.
Not as big as the yacht that can be deployed on notice. I mean, the quickest things that could be deployed are probably your mechs. Like, if you wanted to hop in your mech, well, you probably would have wanted to do that a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it sounds like they are scrambling what forces they have.
Okay. Then with nothing in specific that Shiv can really do, because this isn't a tech thing as far as
I don't know if there's anything you can do. I'm not fishing for you to do something. I'm just trying to spotlight back on you because it's been a bit.
Yeah, no, I think Shiv, knowing that there's not enough time to really get in my mech and be useful, and I'm not the kind of useful that's useful here, is just going to do whatever I can on the ground to be of assistance in command. I'll just be another worker bee trying to make something happen.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're not an officer. You're not really authorized for that.
I'm not. No.
Yeah, you're like, let me help. I can help coordinate things, and then like stand by, click.
Cool. So I'm pacing. I'm sitting outside, seeing this happen, and I am pacing on the station.
You are in that very unfortunate position where the situation dictates that you don't have a lot of agency. Unfortunately.
No.
I will say, free sharing of information, because you do have open comms. You would have heard that there are people on the scrapyard and that it is depressurizing.
Okay.
You are familiar with the scrapyard. You might actually be able to hack into the scrapyard, just throwing some ideas out there, so you have something to do. You might be able to hack into the scrapyard and redirect airflow and close down some emergency bulkheads and continue to pump atmosphere into the locations that are losing atmosphere.
Oh, 100%.
All right.
If that is something I can fix from afar, then yes, I will hunker down and do that.
It's less of a fix and more of a very leaky stopgap. But yeah, go ahead and give us a roll for that.
Okay. I have hacker fix.
Yep.
Okay. No accuracy, no difficulty, just rolling.
Correct.
Ooh.
Okay.
19.
This is going to give Dunn and the civilians on the inside a good more amount of time before things get dire.
Perfect.
All right. Excellent. And with that, let's go ahead and take a quick break. And we will come back and try to resolve this situation. Alright, we got a lot of things happening at once, and we have a large chunk of asteroid, now like T-minus 4 minutes to a lot of very important people, including 2 of your squad mates. We'll be back in a little bit of time. Don't worry, that time isn't on our countdown timer. We get back and crashed into the asteroid, crashed into the yacht during break. Sorry. No, we'll be back in 10 minutes or so. Go get up, de-stress yourselves, do a quick repair, whatever you need to do. But sit right back down here because we have a tense situation. We got a lot of people in danger, and we got to push this asteroid out of the way, presumably.
We come back from break, and it's just a bunch of skeletons.
It's
just a model skeleton.
Just kidding. That's the real official character art.
Yeah.
A bunch of dead folks.
All right, we'll be back in a little bit. Enjoy some flashing lights and some music.
Bye.
Hello, folks. We are back from our break, and we still have an asteroid careening towards a Gala space yacht. And our Lancers are all split up at the moment. Let's jump right back where we left off. The Lancers outside in space are, a good number of them are scrambled. They are frazzled. They have been blasted away from the asteroid that is the scrapyard, their training grounds, dueling grounds, as a chunk of it was blasted away from the bottom of this asteroid and is now careening with maneuvering jets pushing it towards the big hoity-toity gala event taking place on a little space yacht, also floating out in space. Solitaire has managed to redirect those maneuvering thrusters, but the asteroid is still very quickly on approach, and we have Blacksmith, along with Hotjaw and a few others, trying to push their mechs to their limits, burn out their cores, burn out their thrusters, whatever they need to do to apply enough Delta V to push this thing just far enough off course. Inside the Gala, we have Tavik running towards what might count as a cockpit for this mostly floating barge, and Desperado trying to hold back the crowd, while Karrakin Noble, perhaps a Baron himself, is trying to persuade him to commandeer the shuttle for themselves and get out. Meanwhile, there are still a number of civilians trapped in the currently depressurizing, compromised asteroid, the scrapyard, its biodomes having been fractured, atmosphere rushing out from these cracks. Fortunately, Siobhan was able to hack into that station, the scrapyard's life support and emergency bulkheads and whatnot, and redirect the flow of atmosphere, flow of oxygen, into where it needs to be to try to stem the tide of this depressurization. And that is where we're going to pick up. A lot is happening at once, and has been. We've been at this for almost an hour and a half now. And it's been 5 minutes, maybe less, because the complications from the maneuvering thrusters made the impact time a couple minutes shorter. So let us pick up with. We're gonna try to make this relatively quick. We'll see. Let's pick up with Blacksmith. You are helming this operation, probably the most important part of this operation. Operation Move the Fucking Asteroid. So, how are you doing this?
My initial, initially I boosted it and I just kind of slammed into it as hard as I could, and then I've just been trying to push, thrusters, mech. I'm just putting everything I can into trying to just veer this thing off course as hard as I possibly can. It's one of those, if I have a little bit of give, then I'm slamming up and trying to get everybody to push into it to the best that we can. I don't know how many others I got with me. I think that we said 3 or 4 maybe, if that.
It's a handful.
Yeah.
And you don't fit a lot of mechs in a handful, but you got half a dozen or so.
We're doing the best that we can.
Yeah. Now, fortunately for you guys, actually, it does actually help that you guys are still using Everest frames, or mostly Everest frames, with that core power to allow you to get that extra boost in at every turn. So, assuming move, boost, overcharge, and you got your free boost, you guys should be able to apply a lot of thrust towards this rock.
I will even say, at this point, you guys can probably see, I'm beginning to glow as I'm overheating at this point.
All right. So, I'm going to do something a little interesting here. I'm going to assume that you are throwing yourself into overheat.
Yes.
Yeah. And encouraging everybody else to do the same. So, what I would like you to do is make me another... I think you've already mostly taken control as much as you can with what you rolled. I think this is more of a motivational speech sort of situation, a charm to convince these people to risk a nuclear explosion
Okay.
where they are sitting in order to overclock their mechs enough to move this thing.
All right, everybody, come on! We've almost got this. Just remember, it's not just the rich fuckers that are on that. Our friends are there too. Give it everything you have.
Burn hot or burn out, that's what I always say, let's push it.
All right. Is there a chance of accuracy here?
Hotjaw's helping. Hotjaw's helping.
Hotjaw's helping. Hotjaw's helping. Do assists really work in mechs? I mean, we're in that liminal space between mech combat and narrative, so yeah, sure. Hotjaw is helping, and I will say specifically, I did not set this up, but because specifically this is Hotjaw, and he is going the nuclear cavalier route, he is all about burning hard if the side of his face wasn't evident enough. So he is backing you up with this speech. You can see him. He's not freaking out. He is almost doing that maniacal anime, like, big, wide grin, eyes, like, wide open, spiky teeth. Like, he is loving this situation.
Yeah, and I will say on the inside, like, I am sweating my ass off. Like, between, like, my armor and, like, the fact that my mech is starting to overheat.
Yes.
That would be a 21.
Very nice. Very nice. So, I want you now to roll a d6 for the overheat table. Because you are purposely overheating.
Yep, 1 sec. Let's see. You know what? We'll go ahead and... I'm going to just manually move my heat up. This time within the heat cap. What? I just moved it to 7.
You might need to move it to max and then click away. I'm not sure. This is mostly narrative, so if you just want to like /R 1d6, I got the table right here.
All right, let's do it. No, I don't.
Unless for some reason you actually explode. It is mostly for the immediate story.
Don't do that.
It's a 1.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that -1 came from, but
I think that's probably just me doing it manually. On accident.
Okay, so that is a 1, which is about as bad as you can get on a single d6. So that is throwing you into meltdown. So you do become exposed. You have not lost any stress at this point, but you do become exposed. Your mech and Hotjaw's mech, and actually with the 21, everyone is going along with this. Actually, you have convinced everyone. They need to save these people, because if it hits this yacht, a lot of very important people are going to die. There are people that you know on the yacht, and there are, higher officer Navy men. It's not just the rich and famous in here, as much as rich and famous can apply to Union and vaguely post-scarcity society. But it's not just Karrakin barons and
the commander's there too, right?
Managements. The commander is there. Yeah, the commander of the station is there. There's some, high up officials. And the commander is... Actually, you don't know where the commander is. You don't know where the commander is. But you have convinced everyone to really burn their mechs, and I'm not going to worry about everybody, but, just for fun, because it's Hotjaw. Okay, cool. So I think you more than anybody else, Blacksmith, are really burning. And the emergency vents on your mech actually open up, and emergency plating shoots away from non-critical portions of your mech. You're going to have to rebuild those. Fortunately, fabrication is very simple, very quick. But your mech is considered exposed. You have vulnerable places, and there is still debris that is flying about, and you are creating this Fortunately, outside of atmosphere, it doesn't really do much, but you are creating this superheated pocket, and you are burning out exhaust, which is just sending these wispy, cloud-like trails of zero-G flame off of you, little globules of smoke that pop out, and just this hiss of atmosphere. And this is enough to begin pushing the asteroid. It is going to be close, however. You have probably the bare minimum number of people needed to push this where it needs to go. I'm going to consider this also knocking a point of stress off of you, and we'll get back to why later.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. Hell, I literally just thought about ejecting and blowing it up.
Yeah, that is certainly an option. I'm not going to specifically move the spotlight, but is anybody else doing anything? We could just have Blacksmith push, but if anyone else has anything that could help the situation. Any of the situations.
So, because Blacksmith said, I'm going to deal with this, I need you to deal with that, Solitaire is actually going the other direction to see if I can't find a way to seal the breach back on Scrapyard.
All right.
And as he's shooting back as fast as he can in the other direction, I assume we have some kind of IFF system.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He's going to start calling motherfuckers out. Based on their IFF signals.
Yeah.
Hey Joe, I see you. I need you to come over here and help me with this. That kind of thing. I need so-and-so and so-and-so moving towards this point, try to seal this breach. Yeah, he's not very nice about it.
Right.
You guys have to be
Alright.
nice.
Do you have any sort of social
Absolutely
skill?
not.
No. Go ahead and roll me just a flat d20 and we'll see how it works.
Not well.
All right. As well as to be expected. You do manage to get a few other pilots that are there enough. At this point, a good number of them have just boosted backwards away from all of this debris, getting themselves out of, the line of debris, out of the explosive radius. They didn't really know what was happening. They thought maybe they were under attack, and they just burned out of what they assumed was combat zone. Others have burned towards station. Others actually started firing on the chunk of asteroid, which has done very little to help the situation. But you managed to corral some of these other Lancers, some of these other mechs, stop some of them from firing, and start pointing towards sections of the asteroid. Now, you do a lot of good tech work, but you're not really an engineer support frame. I will point out, if you can get fairly creative, you do have your prototype weapon. I'm not exactly sure what you have in mind for that. You've used it a couple times, but I know it can be tweaked. So you have the prototype weapon, and you have your Nexus swarms, and swarms of nanobots, if Star Trek Voyager is to be any example, can do just about anything. So, if you can get fairly creative, you might be able to actually do something about this problem.
I also have manipulators.
True.
So they can do a little more fine work, that kind of stuff. Basically, what I'm thinking is, I imagine there's debris and all this kind of stuff scattered around. I want to try to find a chunk of something that I can slap on there and see if I can't weld it on there.
Yeah.
Between my prototype weapon is an energy-based weapon. It's kind of a plasma rifle kind of thing. Between try to modify it on the fly if need be. cut down the power levels for a more sustained kind of thing, and I want to try to weld it on there. If need be, I can use nanobot, my Nexus I can use to help maybe cut pieces off, that kind of thing, trim stuff down to fit. Between that and using my super intelligent computer buddy, try to help guide that.
Identifying possible usable debris, and on your overhead, you do see, targeting large enough pieces of debris that you might be able to do something with. And you are even directed. The scrapyard is not held together necessarily, but supported by these large support structures that, keep the domes intact and whatnot. One of them, fortunately one of the domes that was not populated, has been breached, and you can see there are support structures. They're like big girders, big pillars of fancy space metal. There's also larger pieces of debris in there that you can use. So you can boost out and gather some of this debris and make your way to the breach points. Yeah, that 4 really isn't helping you. I think you are not you're not able to coordinate enough, and they are not there enough. Your team and Starblood's team are the ace pilots. Everybody else is kind of like the red shirts that you send down on missions. They get the job done sometimes, and might die doing it. So, you can direct them to help gather material for you, and might, hold this here, sort of triaging the asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be helming the majority of this. Let's go ahead and... I like a lot of what you were saying, turning your prototype into a very makeshift arc welder sort of thing. You can use your nanobots. You have Kitsune. Do you have hack fix? What do you have?
All right. For some reason, my audio on Discord is cutting out, so I am not hearing any of that. I might have to disconnect and reconnect.
Well, we will pause there for a second then. Let's see how quick that goes. Mind the cameras, everybody. Say hello to Craig. All right, we got you back. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, cool. Tech gremlins.
I know. Audio is being an issue lately. Okay. All right, so I didn't hear any of that last part, Jack.
Right. That was basically me mumbling, trying to figure out how we're going to coordinate this. So, you gather everybody as much as you can. They are basically helping you triage the situation. They gather debris for you, and you can be kind of like, hold this here while I deal with it. But they are not proficient enough in what you want them to do to actually do things on their own. So you are very much helming this situation pretty much on your own. They're just there to help. Now, I like a lot of what you said, turning your prototype weapon into a makeshift arc welder sort of thing. You have your nanobots that can help suture and cut, and maybe even, used as arc welder material. And you have Kitsune being able to really direct you into... Kitsune is going to help a lot, being able to really analyze the fracture points of these breaches so you can seal them up correctly. So I'm going to say you can use... you have hack fix. So you can use your skill there, and I'm going to give you a... I'm going to give you a point of accuracy.
Okay.
I think the situation is already risky. I don't know if you can really make it much
a little bit.
Yeah. So I don't think it's really a risky roll, even though it's a risky situation. So you either do it and fix it, or you don't.
Yeah, it's kind of an inherently risky situation, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think anything you're doing is going to further destabilize the structure of this thing. So go ahead and make that roll.
21.
Excellent. Kitsune helps a lot, and you have these other pilots who are sort of like chucking the whole pieces of metal that are much larger than you as a human. Fortunately, you are in a 2-story tall mech, and you can grab these large sheets of metal that have been blasted off, and these girders that you can bend with the strength of your mech and sort of hold things in there and suture things together with your with the nanobots of your Nexus, and you are able to patch up these holes enough. I mean, it's not up to spec at all, and there's probably, micro fissures, and there's still a loss of atmosphere, but it is not going to, the structure of this asteroid is not going to crumble immediately, and between this and Siobhan's redirecting of life support, those people inside are going to be okay, or as okay as the life support situation was going to be a problem. Anything further will just be coordinating, getting those people medical attention and getting them off of the scrapyard. But I think that's something that we are going to deal with once the situation is further resolved. So, I think before we actually go back to Blacksmith pushing this thing, we do know that Tavik, you were running towards the cockpit. What did you have in mind for this?
I was. So upon arriving, the intent is to ensure that calls have been put out for shuttles, to know what the ETA would be on those shuttles if they are coming, and also
ETA is way fucking too late, man.
Doesn't matter. I just need to know what the time is.
That was the pilot.
I just need to know how long it's going to take for them to get here. We're handling the rest as best we can, and I need to know what sort of mobility you have available.
I'm just here for station keeping. Man, we got maneuvering thrusters. I mean, he rattles off a very small number for KPS, kilometers per second.
Do you have a way to enclose portions of the yacht in case of a breach?
No, it wasn't designed as, emergency structures. This was a weekend sort of thing, man. At a secure station, out in the middle of nowhere. Look, I have very limited sensors here, and I am not trained for this. You're one of those fancy Lancer pilots. You think you can pilot this tub? Be my guest.
He's gonna physically push him out of the way and
grab him by the shoulders and just peel him off of the chair.
Literally, yep. Just get him out of here. He no longer exists. Just sit down, and then he's immediately going to get back on a call with Shiv. Assuming we still are all connected on comms.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have any updates on weaponry or shuttles or anything else?
Shuttle's too late. Weaponry, not good enough.
Missiles are on standby for emergency use. But Lancers and at this point the yacht are in the blast radius. It is emergency last ditch, emergency use for missiles. Nothing else the station has is going to be useful in this situation. Emergency shuttles are prepped to leave after impact, so they are not also called in the impact.
And I relay all of that to him.
Okay, I have a question. So, if the missiles hit, will they wipe out the yacht, or is the yacht going to get collateral damage from the explosion?
Collateral damage.
Okay, then I have an idea.
It could face some breaches. It would be thrown in space with artificial gravity.
Sure. Okay. So, here's my question. In theory, if someone were a flashy enough and knowledgeable enough pilot to be able to figure out how to properly redistribute the amount of burn from the thrusters on the yacht, would it be possible to create an angle at which we would maximize the potential for more or less riding the shockwave from the explosions of these missiles?
You plan to bodyboard?
100%, yes.
Right.
That is my thought.
I absolutely adore the sci-fi trope of riding the space explosion.
Yeah.
Does anyone here? I know we got Kitsune, but Kitsune is busy. Does anybody else have a supercomputer that might be able to help this? Because this is probably calculations above Tavik's normal.
100%
thing to
it
math.
is.
Could
I
I
don't think anybody
borrow
else has an
one?
NHP. Yeah, could you borrow one?
But you know,
Mhm. They wouldn't
Yeah.
get mad at me if it's an emergency, right?
I mean, who knows? Doesn't matter. Yeah, if you wanted to, can you hack into an NHP? Those things are pretty damn secure. I'm going to say.
Politely ask an NHP to help me.
yeah, exactly.
They like me. I'm cool. I'm basically an NHP.
There are specific talents for that, which I would love for somebody to take. Actually, let me just refamiliarize myself with what Lisbeth has, actually, because she's here. I think she's helping Desperado trying to maintain this situation. But let's just.
I'm sure this
start
means
on the
absolutely nothing.
just
Having
from
completely
there.
forgot she was here.
Right, great. Great.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn, to get your girlfriend like that, yikes.
Yeah. Sometimes it'd be like that.
Hey, where's your boyfriend? Where's your boy toy?
Oh,
No.
So,
panicking in a corner somewhere.
right, it's in the crowd. No, you definitely got eyes on him. All right, yeah, not a lot there. So, yeah, there are probably multiple station NHPs. You know, because NHPs do a whole bunch of stuff, both civilian NHPs and military NHPs. So I think rather than hacking, really, I mean, you might have to hack vaguely into part of the comms that you're not necessarily supposed to be engaging with right now, but you can't hack an NHP.
Well, yeah.
You can tell them what's going on and encourage them to help, however.
Sounds good. Yeah.
I think there's that moment where just Havoc sort of stops and is looking over all of the systems as Shiv is relaying all of this, and then goes, "Okay, Byte, do you think it's possible that you could find something that can do calculations better than the rest of us?"
Oh, 100%. I've been wanting to do this for forever. Okay. And is already on it. Was already like, this seems like math that neither of us can do.
Yeah, and as Shiv is doing that, Havoc is on full like open comms to the rest of to everyone in the group, explaining exactly what the plan is here on his end.
Perfect.
And for whatever it's worth, that he is confident in his ability to do so if he is given the calculation.
That is wild.
All right. If we were doing this show 5 years ago, I could type into Google AI name generator and actually get a name generator that generates names for AIs. You can't do that anymore. You now just get generative AI name generators for business names. So,
The apocalypse is upon us.
hello Skynet. I'm a big fan of AI. Don't bomb me. Shiv, how are you convincing this military AI this military NHP, paracausal supercomputer, to help.
I think Shiv and Haley share the same of like I'm always very polite to like my Google thing all the time because I'm
Have to be
afraid
nice
of
to
it.
computers. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think Shiv's the same way and is having like the quickest, most polite conversation. Like has opened a door in a place they're not supposed to be, and goes, "Hello, your home is lovely. I could really use some help. Do you have
You are
any
an
eggs that I
unauthorized
can
user.
borrow?" Whoop. I am, but it's an emergency. Do you have emergency protocol?
I do. Please state the nature of your emergency.
There's a large asteroid coming for...
Detected.
Perfect. I need you to do some calculations.
Elaborate.
Perfect. Okay. And then I will relay every data point I have on the asteroid, the yacht, every Lancer that is currently out there, all of those mechs, and feed that into what's happening. Think you got that?
Superlative information aside, stand by. Efforting. Calculation sent.
Woo. You should have gotten something in your inbox. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're awesome. Thank you.
Unauthorized use has been logged using emergency protocols.
Yes. That's
Kindly,
fine.
please leave.
I will. I'll lock the door on my way out, too. Close and lock that door.
There is a small problem.
What?
I don't currently have access to my inbox. I'm going to need you to read it.
She sends it to the
Yeah,
yacht
yeah.
computer. It's to the yacht.
I am
Yeah.
reprogramming everything. Lich has done you dirty.
Nobody knows where Lich is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
off
Just like-
somewhere.
exactly.
Lich is not out on the asteroid, and he's not on the gala. Nobody's spoken
no.
to Lich since the
Shiv's
after action
had
report.
beef. Shiv's had beef with how Lich has set up Tavik's shit for the entire time. Has been like, absolutely not. Your tech person lets you live like this? Fuck that.
So, let me clarify something here, and we'll go through order of operations. So, Tavik's idea is to blow up the asteroid and ride the explosion away, and
Yeah.
minimize stress by riding the wave of the space explosion.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, cool. That's a great idea. I love it. Very cinematic. Do you care about the 6 mechs literally hugging the asteroid right now?
Oh, 100%. That's why they were involved when Tavik was explaining it, so they could get the hell out of them.
So we have 2 kind of mutually exclusive plans right now. The team that is applying maybe enough Delta V to move it out of the way, and the team that just wants to blow it up. You guys fight amongst yourselves. You cannot do both. T-minus minute and a half.
Oh, God.
Go.
Okay. Have they?
Conference call time.
Okay. Hold on. Have they added enough force, like enough, where if they launch off, they can move around behind the yacht?
No, these are mutually exclusive plans. If they stay, I will make another roll, or I will ask for another roll. Both, it will be. I will say, just to be nice, because we are telling a story here, and I'm not trying to pull one over on you guys. If you choose to stay, it will almost certainly work, but it will require another overheat roll, which could have a problem, but you will be moving the asteroid. You will need to dedicate yourself 100% to moving that asteroid. You cannot disengage and hide behind anything. These are mutually exclusive plans. So either you are pushing it out of the way, or you are blowing it up.
Okay. And so if they keep pushing, they're almost guaranteed to succeed, but they will have complications.
Yes.
Okay. And then with the explosion plan, it's not guaranteed. Well, it's guaranteed to get rid of the asteroid.
Yes,
it
that
will
is
also
that is
have-
also guaranteed with that is almost certainly guaranteed with complication. Just
Okay.
different complications.
So it depends on the complications that we want to deal with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who wants to take on the stress there?
Okay.
Look,
well,
I think we've got this.
Have you conveyed at all that your mech is currently in?
Yeah. Everybody, if I could chime in real quick, my reactor's exposed.
Then I don't think you have.
We've almost got it. I can push her a little more.
Not at the cost of yourself.
David, quite frankly, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, shame.
Do you have an escape route? Do you have enough to get out?
I can eject. That's about the best I got.
That is not
So-
a viable plan.
So no. Okay. All right. Probability between option A and option B. We do not have much time.
I'm gonna say a shitty thing. The decision is between risking a lot of people on that yacht or risking Ajax.
Blacksmith.
He's not the only one.
Placement.
He's not the only one out there.
T-minus 43 seconds.
Those are people who have signed up to do dangerous shit.
Blacksmith. Are you sure?
Yep.
This is a bad.
I'm shutting Tavik down.
Starblood.
Yes.
You're on the bridge. Can you at least put a little bit of thrust away? Hedge our
I
bets.
can. Absolutely. It's not going to matter much. I'll do what I can.
Lancers,
That's
let's do
okay.
this. One last push.
Oh, we burning, baby, we burning. All right.
The moments like
I-
this are always incredibly stressful, specifically because the dice love telling very.
I know!
Yep. So,
I'm gonna hate myself if
I have trained myself very specifically not to make any definitive statements. Almost certainly. So, let me just look at what we have here with both of you.
The Charlie problem.
Starblood.
doesn't technically have a right. Yes.
Starblood, you have the ace pilot talent. You are an
I do.
ace pilot. It's level 1, but you are an ace pilot. That is helpful. And yeah. Let's see here. So, I would like Tavik. I'd like you to roll. I was going to give you a point of difficulty because you're on a barge with maneuvering jets, but you're an ace pilot, and you do have some level of computational navigation tools here to help with this. So I'm going to have this equal out, and you're basically rolling a flat d20 for maneuvering this barge in a way to help push it away and maybe get a good angle so it just sort of scrapes as opposed to slams into. So you
Can I-
give me a d20 there.
Try and do it in a flashy way and use show off.
I think showing off is surviving.
that is the
So
impressive
then
part
wouldn't
of this.
that count? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Okay.
Show off is
I was
one of those
muted.
things that I know players are going to want to try. I can do anything in a show-offy way. You just gotta. So yeah, I think you got a flat d20 with things canceling out here. Now, I think this is This is less of an action roll, Blacksmith, and more of a fate roll, if you will. Just roll
Why
me
do
a
you say it
d20
like-
as well.
You say it like that.
Oh, great.
I hate this. I hate everything about this.
Are you not amused?
Sorry.
13 on my end.
Can I push my roll?
You know what? Push it.
Push
Risky
it
roll.
real good.
Good shit.
That's a 14. That's a 14 on the push.
I
Alright.
want
13's
to
enough.
cry.
Significantly better than a 2.
I'm about to get trampled. Oh, fuck.
So, with a push, that does mean it is successful with complication.
Yeah.
All right. And a 13 from Blacksmith. Excellent. So I'm not going to make you take another point of stress when I ask you now to roll overheat.
That was a 2 on the overheat.
Okay. Yeah. If you look at the overheat table, the less stress you have. And actually, let me look at this actually, because I think it was not stress. It was I need you to roll an extra d6. Actually, is what overheat we're working with. When you what was the exact wording? You are rolling. Yeah, equal
You roll
to,
multiple and you take the worst one.
and you take the worst. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you got a 2 and a 3. Excellent. Yeah. Sweet. So the more stress and overheating you take, the more likely you are to get that that
Meltdown.
one or even multiple ones of a meltdown. Fortunately, you did not get a meltdown. You just have a destabilized power plant at this point. The power plant becomes unstable, beginning to eject jets of plasma, which actually are probably going to help you. You become exposed. You were already exposed, taking more damage. So, and yeah, let me give another roll for Hotjaw here. And the 2. Sweet. It's only ones that I'm really terribly concerned about. Oh, but he pushed himself too, so he needs another one as well. All right, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3. Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah, basically we have 4 or 5 mechs on the ass of this asteroid that are glowing red hot, streams of bright blue, white, yellow plasma flames leaking and creating globules and wisps of fire off into space in the opposite direction. You are getting warning lights in your cockpit, warning signals. You are clearly overheating. You are on the verge of meltdown. Your nuclear reactor is about to go critical. I imagine you have your hand over the eject button. And the asteroid finally starts picking up speed. In not the opposite direction, but enough of a vector that it is starting to move away from the yacht. Inside the yacht, Desperado.
Yeah.
Starblood. You are thrown to the side as this asteroid slams up against the side and scrapes the outside of the barge. It lists up forward, and it is everything you can do, Starblood, to keep you from going in a spin. You are not necessarily pushing yourself further away at this point. You are preventing this yacht from turning into a tumbler. Because with artificial gravity, and even without it, with all of the debris in here, the tables, the people, the glassware, the food, the cutlery, with half gravity, this thing starts listing quickly, and it's going to turn into a shredder in here. And it is everything you can do to turn this from a tumbler full of nonsense to major turbulence, as you guys on the inside are thrown to one side, lifted up off the ground as the half gravity and the artificial gravity just cannot keep pace with the momentum, with the inertia of what is going on here. Thrown to the other side, knocked to the floor. There are injuries. People are screaming. You can see actually that one of the Karakin bodyguards actually takes a weapon out and goes and points it at one of the security officers. And you can see Desperado. His trigger, his finger is in the trigger well.
Gotcha.
This is your split second. What are you doing?
I'm stopping him. Dude, we gotta stop him. We gotta stop him. I need him to not fucking shoot. Okay. So we're gonna. I lost 90% of that.
Is that it might break your finger, but you can jam it behind the trigger.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's fine. I fucking break. It's fine. Disable. He's pointing it at the. If a fire goes off, if a shot goes off, we simply cannot do that. Yeah, fuck it. We risk it for the biscuit. I'm jamming finger behind the trigger.
Okay.
We're just gonna be real in close. You pull that trigger, and none of us are getting off of here. They just saved our asses. Don't make it a
There
waste.
is no time for speech here. He is actively quick drawing and is going to shoot. There is no speech.
Right.
You are throwing yourself forward and you are blocking. You are trying to block the trigger well is what you're doing. He is actively taking a shot.
Yeah, I'm at the. Yeah.
Gotcha. I hate taking away agency, but it's happening so fast you do not have time to talk this guy down. It's just whether you are body checking him, whether you're jumping in front of the bullet, or if you are just trying the very delicate and very precise maneuver of going.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop him from shooting. We're gonna block the trigger.
Okay. Do you have anything to help you pull that off? Because that is a poke in a very it's a peg in a very, very small hole.
Hold on while I get to my knee.
Let's see. Assault, stay cool, survive. I don't think survive is gonna help. Assault, maybe.
Yeah, assault.
You are, your name is Desperado. You are going for the pistolier cowboy route.
Correct.
Yeah. Let's say. Yeah. Give me, yeah, I'll let that cancel out the normal amount of difficulty it would be to try to poke behind a trigger. So just give me a flat roll there. And it's gonna be a regular roll. So if you fail, you can push it.
Okay. Alright, so
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Foundry is a little intensive for your setup.
Correct. Correct. That was a 15.
All right, excellent. You manage to throw your hand forward, you jam your hand back behind the trigger, and you do feel him pull hard. And yeah, you probably hear a crunch, as it's not necessarily broken, but it probably does dislocate from that most proximal knuckle. Gotcha. And I think at that point, would it be reasonable for you to say that you are shoulder checking this guy, to the ground? Yeah. Or at least pulling him away? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a bit of a melee happening in here, as everybody, and all of this is happening as you are being thrown left and right and up and down, and people are slamming into each other, and tables are being thrown across, and things are sliding across the floor, as we are seeing, like, titanic levels of the ground tilting in 40, 60-degree angles, back and forth and forward and under. And you hear this terrible, reaching, scraping sound of asteroid against whatever this is made of. But it holds. Havoc, you are able to stabilize the barge. The yacht. It's a barge. You correct that listing enough. You're getting warning lights and alarms, but you detect no hull breach. Meanwhile, the asteroid has scraped past this Gala yacht with these 5 mechs attached to it, which are glowing red hot. Blacksmith, and the others, Hotjaw included, you are sweating profusely in your mech, and you will probably need to go in for radiation treatment after this, because your cockpit is saturated with heat. And you get the all clear just in time to throw on emergency cooling situations, emergency cooling protocols, and basically expose your nuclear reactor to space, which is something you don't want to do unless you absolutely have to. That is the step, the half second you take before you hit the eject button, basically.
Before I do that, I'm just gonna get on comms and I'm gonna be like, Solitaire, I think we're gonna need a pickup. Just whenever you guys get stuff stabilized, we're out. And then I'm going to kind of throw my thrusters just enough so I'm drifting back towards the station, and I'm cutting it. I'm doing emergency shut off. I'm trying to cool the thing down as fast as I can.
I will say that you push yourself off and turn enough around that the cooldown process keeps you from drifting out into space, and you are slowly, very slowly, just sort of drifting with inertia back to the station as you cut all power to your mech. And there's not for the inside of the yacht, but probably for at least Starblood, Blacksmith, Shiv holding her breath on the inside of the station, just waiting to see what happens, because you don't hear any of this happening. It's a tense moment of silence, and you get the all clear. The debris has cleared the yacht. It is drifting off into open space. The yacht seems to be stabilized. Emergency shuttles deployed. Medical personnel en route. Lancer, stabilize your mechs. Report back to hangar when possible. And with that, we see a flurry of support ships swarm out of various hangars on the side of the station. Number of them heading for the scrapyard, and civilians inside that have managed to find their way to other terraformed domes here that are not depressurizing. There are wounded there. Some being deployed to the yacht. There are definitely wounded there. In fact, Tavik, Logan, go ahead and make me, I'm used to mech combat. Is there a pilot version of a hull check? How do I determine whether you guys broke something in all this? Because you guys have been thrown around.
I mean, I already did, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see, is there?
There's
So
not
in
really,
theory,
I mean...
Considering that I needed to stay with my hands on the controls, would I be able to make the argument that Havoc would have been buckled in or otherwise held down while piloting this to prevent that?
Yeah, that works. You threw your seatbelt on while you were emergency piloting. No, that makes sense. I mean, a good pilot knows you jump in the pilot seat and you clip the harness.
Yeah.
I will say,
For Tavik, I think it was actually the last second.
I know for me, I easily a couple of broken ribs.
Oh yeah, just from being slammed against blade too. Yeah. So you got some broken ribs. Logan, You have a dislocated finger, probably a number of scrapes and bruises all across your body, but we won't.
They broke my leg.
Oh yeah, your prosthetic gets yanked off. I'm not gonna worry about breaking any more bones.
I think Tavik leaves behind a lot of blood when he gets up from the console.
Yep.
Because
A little bit
that
of
level of adrenaline and that much. There's not much clotting going on at that point.
Yeah.
Shiv's making a run for it for wherever I expect. I guess the mech hangar for wherever I expect Solitaire and Blacksmith to land.
So Solitaire is going to be able to make his way back to the hangar without any trouble. Blacksmith and company are going to need to get a tow because their mechs are shut down. Their nuclear reactors are going to need to be not rebuilt, but heavily maintained before they can safely be turned on and used again. So that's
something
again,
that I can do, or is that somebody else's job?
That's off camera. Hazy will take care of that. But yeah, a few of those support ships do go out to where there are not just these 5 overheating mechs, but a few others that were caught in the initial explosion and debris, a few others that have drifted off and just, need to be coaxed back to the station. There's going to be some dressing down for some of these people, certainly. But we see this flurry of support ships go out, and I think that is where our camera is going to fade.
One thing that would be important for Shiv specifically is once everyone is back, I assume he needs to be decontaminated and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment that I am able to, Shiv will give Athen a huge hug and just say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hug back as best I can. I'm just like, just careful with the ribs, please.
No, you're alive. If you can feel pain, you're alive. It's fine.
Yeah. And I just wanted to just like both arms kind of like around Shiv.
Mm-hmm. Hey. Okay.
Hey, Jack.
Yes.
How bad did I get to fuck up that guard?
Oh no.
Beat him up.
How bad are you looking to fuck up that guard?
So hear me out. A lot, because and I want to talk to the Baron. Like, nothing that can't be patched up in a couple days, but I need to have a conversation.
I'm going to add talk to Baron to our list of things to do. But you do have the assault skill trigger, so go ahead and roll to assault this guy.
Hell yeah. Okay, it's 21.
Okay. Yeah. You are a fighter, you are a strong guy, you might not be as classically militarily trained as Tavik is. But yeah, if you want to paint the picture for me, man, fuck this guy up.
I think when Logan goes in to stop the trigger, there's just that immediate okay, now you fucked up, and there's a headbutt, and then we're taking him down. There's a tussle, but the gun is leaving his hand, and I'm making sure that he goes night-night. Yeah, no, his face gonna be... It was pretty before, and I'm sure they've got enough plastic surgery that it can be. I will make sure that he is out of the way so he doesn't get stomped up. But I'm taking that threat out of the equation.
All right. I think we will deal with any repercussions of that either off camera and reference to later, or we'll pick up with the conversation later. But we will close from that scene with just the weight of Logan Ahura taking this guy's head to the ground, and he just goes conk nighty night.
Downtime episode.
We have that scene. We have the hug between Siobhan and I'm so used to call signs. I'm trying to get better at
Athen.
everybody's name. And Athen, Siobhan, and Athen. I think with that, everybody does stumble back into the hangar altogether, and we are left with, as we see here, unfortunately, I didn't realize that Byte got left in the back there. Let's move you to the side. There you go.
I've been like hiding behind everyone
Yep.
this whole time, and it's really
that-
cute.
That makes sense, because you were stuck
Kind
in
of
the
a
guy.
station. Yep.
I'm just a little guy.
But we see our band of 5 Lancers, a little beat up, slightly irradiated, and exhausted, come together to solve a very major crisis that could have been so much worse. And I will throw it to you guys and ask, because we've been running long the last few weeks, closer to the 4-hour mark than the 3-hour mark. We could either end here, or we can pick up some of the things that you want to do. But I'm leaning towards, I think this is a good stop point. We covered what we needed to. And this is a nice place to end our scene, end our episode with 5 of you here. Finish the situation. And then next week, we will get to an actual slice of life episode. I've told myself, I told my cast, I'm not calling it downtime anymore, because that gives the wrong impression. This is not Blades in the Dark. This is not Star Trek Adventures. We're not doing downtime like it is described in the book. This really is slice of life, narrative play, what they are getting up to in the station. So this checklist of everything we have for you guys to do once you're all settled, we can pick up with next week. And then we can get on with our second mission. So I think this is actually good, because we can have an after show with this and not be pushing you guys into midnight.
Like, I'm the furthest west, so it doesn't matter.
Same. There's still daylight outside. It's
Right? Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sun doesn't set until like 9 o'clock. It's wild.
Nice. Well, we will wrap up our episode there. The asteroid successfully diverted away from the Gala. A lot of people saved. A lot of casualties. A lot of non-lethal casualties. Broken bones. Some other minor problems. But this was a big win for you guys. It could have gone very bad. I'm not going to say you worked together perfectly, but you worked together pretty well, and you solved all of the situations really well. So we will talk about some of that during our after show. And yeah, I'm going to have to come down from that, because I've been going full speed for the last 3 hours on here as well. Yeah, no, that was a fantastic episode, guys. I really enjoyed that. I could feel the adrenaline from all of it, and the fast-pacedness of it. And even though it only took about 10 minutes in game for all of this, and 3 hours or so, I mean, I think it portrayed itself really well. We'll talk about more of that later. Thank you all for watching. We're going to do some outro announcements. Yeah, before we get to where everybody else is, the art has been up this entire time. Just admire that art one more time. Look at all these beautiful people. Can I actually zoom in on the entire cast here? I think I can. There we go. Let's zoom in on everybody. That is our Starcrier Lancer squad. Big round of applause, best I can do next to a microphone, for our artist, Galen Peugeot. Go check him out on Twitter. We got him linked on our credits roll coming up. That's been updated with some other references of things I've been pulling in to make the show better with music and art, and I've been doing some of my own asset manipulations of things like brushes and stuff like that. So a lot of people to thank, and a lot of resources to thank there. And thank you guys for sticking around for this episode and for this series. Go check out our Ko-Fi if you want to see the after show we're about to go do, the ones we have done previously. We got some other cool stuff coming up there. And go check out the podcast if you would rather catch up on audio. I mean, if you're listening to this, you're probably pretty dedicated to the stream, but I add a lot of really cool sound effects and play with the audio quite a bit for the podcast, so I think it's really fun. Go check that out if you want a quick refresher. All right, let's throw it back to you folks. Where can we find you guys? Sean, when you are not rapidly trying to repair an asteroid, what do you got going on?
I am Sean, aka Rise, aka Raven Black Photography. You can find me on Blue Sky as Rise, Instagram, Threads, Raven Black Photography. As far as what I'm doing otherwise, oh man, lots of stuff, I guess. I'll actually have some more photography stuff to put up today, some great cosplay photography I just did today. RPG wise, on this coming Tuesday, actually we'll be over on Lost Caravan, playing another Lancer game. This one's a one-shot that is promising to be absolutely terrifying, considering I know what the GM's going to be throwing at us. Jack is actually going to be there with me as well as a player, which is fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. Otherwise, this coming Thursday, I'll be back over on Nerds with Dice for the next episode of our Iron Sworn game. It's our second season of that and the last season, so we kind of talked the GM into running another season of it. So, but that's every other Thursday over on Nerds with Dice. And then I'm back here on Sundays for Lancer here. I got some more stuff coming up next month, but still finalizing all that. So that's what I got going on. Haley?
Ooh. Hey, howdy, bye. I'm Haley. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying my times on Sunday nights. This is fucking great. I was so stressed this whole episode. I swear to God, if Athen died, I was gonna cry. I was gonna cry so much.
I'm gonna cry
Getting
next
the
week.
art too.
I know. Oh man, no, but I am at Haley Ann on most everything, and I'm kind of screaming into the void about TTRPGs. But it's not publicized. But I'm starting my own home game. I'm gonna DM for the first time. I'm very excited.
Very nice. All right, I think it's Q next. Yeah, when you are
It
not
is me.
controlling an entire crowd of rich people, what are you doing?
Jesus.
Well, most of it. Hi, I'm Q. You can find me pretty much at Midnight Inc. That's Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. Save a horse rider. I just keep adding it because it's so funny to me. Anyway, so I played Logan Uhura, he, him. When I'm not here, you can find me at a bunch of places. The production for Tales from the Table Studios. We've got a lot of projects in the works. I'm working on overlays and things right now, so be on the lookout. Alternating Tuesdays, you can find me either on Instagram, they call us Villains. It's a horror masks game, or on Live from the Apocalypse, where I'm playing Nephilim Tenebris. That's this coming Tuesday, where I'm playing another cowboy. I have a type. It's fine. You can also see me on Thursdays, every other Thursday. It's another Power by the Apocalypse game that my friend JD made. The series is called Redacted. Every other Friday, Season of Secrets and Shadows, which is the Regency Monster Hearts game. It's a lot.
I'm
and
so
then
excited.
every other Saturday is Clash Reunion, which is an isekai and game. And of course, Sundays you can see me here. I'm also generally ranting or people on the internet. I wish there are a lot.
We lost you for a whole 4 seconds.
Oh, of course you did. It's
Oh,
fine.
it wasn't
This mic
just
does
me
not
this
like
time.
this.
Okay.
No. Okay.
No, yeah. You cut out for that entire
was-
lap.
Bonkers.
Okay, it wasn't important. Hot people on the internet. That was all. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Vibes.
Okay, I guess it's my turn then. Hi, I'm Andrew. I use he, him pronouns, and I've been playing your slightly irradiated Athen blacksmith Mishan. Also uses he, him pronouns. I am that gamer Ajax on all of the socials. I do primarily focus on threads these days. I've been having a lot of fun there. In terms of upcoming stuff, it's more videos on my YouTube channel because I finally got the burst of energy to film some stuff. So coming out tomorrow is the list of RPGs that I am really looking forward to. There are 6 of them. I really want to play them before the end of 2024. Some kind of bigger names, some really small names. So it's a fun list. Coming other than that, I had a friend that asked me, and I decided to make a video out of it. But it's tips to run a one-shot because I run a lot of them. I think it is a very important skill set to have, and if you are new to being a game master, I hope that you can get a lot out of it. Other than that, I really don't have a whole lot going on at the moment. I'm working on writing a game. I'm hoping to playtest that soon.
Right. I need to watch that one-shot video because I cannot pace a one-shot for the life of me. Surprise.
It's hard.
I don't do
hard.
one-shots.
It really
I
is.
go as small as miniseries. You want me to run something? It's minimum 4 episodes.
Well,
That's
but
a vibe.
you,
That's a
Jack,
whole
you have
vibe.
played in a one-shot with me. You know I'm good at it.
Oh, yes. Yes, Andrew is fantastic at one-shots. Go check out that video and all the other ones. Yeah, last but certainly not least, Lion. When you are not flying a yacht full of fancy people out of the way of an asteroid, what you got going on?
I mean, if I'm not doing that, what am I doing with my life, right?
Yeah. Hard to top that.
It is. Hey, all, it's Drake Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I use they, he pronouns, and I am the creative director for Tales from the Table Studios. Something that started as a charity event and has grown into an actual play studio with an amazing community of storytellers, players, world builders, and more. Like Q mentioned earlier, I can't talk about anything yet, but we are so close. So close. I'm literally vibrating in my seat. I'm so excited. So we're going to have some really exciting announcements to make in the next couple of weeks. Finally, and then you will see so much of us that you will be hopefully not sick of us, but as close as you can get.
I want you tired of us.
Full on, go away. Yeah, go away, heat. That's all. That's the dream. I am also a game designer and a writer. I have out right now. I have a 1-page 2-player TTRPG called Poison Rationality: Closing the Goddamn Door, which gamifies a single moment in time between two people where they cannot come up with a calm resolution, and then taking the moment at the end to look back on it and figure out how you find and make your peace with it all these years later. I also have a Kids on Bikes module out now called One Night at Ollie's, inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's. It is absolutely fantastic, and you should definitely check that out. And there will be a sequel this year, because of course there will. Much like the actual franchise that inspired it, I'm sure I will drive it into the ground for the rest of my days, and I'm so excited. What's in the box? It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out one day. Anyway. But I'm also available to run games for you, write games for you, help you with your world building or anything else. You can find me on socials at The Lion Knight 42 or TFTT Studios everywhere on the internet. It's awesome. I will have more to say soon, but until then, I have been and will continue to be John Tavik, Creighton Vasier, Harrison the Fourth, or die trying. That's me.
Yep.
Toss it
Excellent.
out of your lock.
I don't know. Tavik performed tonight. He saved a lot of lives.
Save some people, yeah.
Tavik performs every time, and they refuse to acknowledge
There
it.
it
There's
is.
nothing I can do about that.
All right. Well, final closing announcements. Again, thank you, Galen, for the art. Thank you, Zach Walsh, for our intro music and the narration voice acting that goes with it. I love that intro, and it's made even better by this amazing character art. Next up on the list of things to do is mech art, because right now we're just using retrograde pixel figures. They're great. Retrograde is great. A lot of great resources, free resources there, and a lot of extra awesome stuff you can get as part of their Patreon. We're not affiliated with them in any way, but it's a great resource, so go check that out. But I would love to get some mech art to go with these fantastic character art illustrations. So, if you would like to help support the channel itself, you can head over to our Ko-Fi. And let me drop that in the chat here. You can head over to our Ko-Fi. Whether you just want to drop a couple bucks in the hat, or whether you want to sign up for a monthly subscription or whatever it's called. We have both player-facing and GM-facing stuff over there. Tiers over there, so you can get access to after shows, you can get access to my GMing notes, not only for this show, for this game, but going all the way back for at least 2 years now, for 6-7 seasons of RPGs Uncovered demo play miniseries, different charity shows, all kinds of great stuff over there, with even more to come. And the best part about it, for me at least, is just that it helps me give back to the indie TTRPG community. There's other artists that I could have went to. There's a plethora of artists out there. I would love to support as many as I can, but I work with Zach Walsh because he's in the indie TTRPG sphere. He does a lot of interviews with indie TTRPG creators. He's getting into voice acting for indie TTRPG and indie animation and indie video sort of kind of stuff. And I work with Galen because he is prolific in the indie TTRPG sphere. So I want to give back to the people who are also in this community with me, in this community with all of these other fantastic creators here in the space. And I just want to help support them, and in return get some better production quality for the show with things like art and music. And maybe eventually somebody to produce the show while I am running it, so I can properly get everybody's pictures up on the overlay when they're supposed to be there, and time the music correctly and whatnot, and do all the editing for our podcast. So a lot of stuff that I have on our checklist for things to do. So if you have the means and are so inclined, go check out the Ko-Fi and drop whatever you may be able to drop in that bucket. And last but certainly not least, I need to give a shout out to my friends over at Veil of the Void. Another friend of the channel, been on the channel a number of times with a demo play miniseries and multiple one-shots, I think. I'm over on their channel every other Tuesday. I've been on even other channels playing Veil of the Void games, so that's a lot of fun. We've been friends together, both professionally and personally, for a long time now, working with Veil of the Void and doing collaborative stuff and whatnot. So I can definitely get behind this product, and they are constantly putting out new free supplements and new free classes and all kinds of great stuff that you can work with. So the Starcrier Conflict is brought to you in part by Veil of the Void Reforged. Grab a fistful of your favorite six-sided dice and set out on an adventure across the stars. Learn how to improve your skills with every roll. Blitz across the battlefield, slashing down foes, casting magics, and supporting your teammates, all in a single turn. And face the wrath of enemies who will learn and grow against you. Visit STG Creatives and purchase Veil of the Void Reforged for your next adventure today, and you can use coupon code RPG over at their store for 10% off as a thank you for watching Starcrier. So go check that out. A lot of great stuff over there. They now do international shipping at I believe it's print on demand, very reasonable cost for international shipping and whatnot. And the book is beautiful, beautiful art. Beautiful paper. You want to rub it on your face, and it's just such a fun game. Go check it out here on RPGs Uncovered if you need any more convincing, but it's a fantastic game. So thank you to Veil of the Void Reforged. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for our supporters over at Ko-Fi and anybody who has dropped some tips over there. Thank you, players, for an incredible session. I am mumbling at this point because I'm just so full of adrenaline. So let's wrap up there. We will do an after show where I'm sure we will spend half of it just gushing about this art some more. So go check that out when I drop it on Ko-Fi later. And when you are done saving the day, and you are done with your radiation treatment, when you are out of the hospital, when you have finally calmed down and thanked your friendly neighborhood NHP, invite everybody over for a nice, delicious spread of heart tomatoes. Everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, keep having fun, keep checking back here at RPGs Uncovered for more of the Starcrier Conflict. Happy time zone, and good night, folks.
Good night.
Night.
And outro.